The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the pirate nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios. You are tuned in to Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. Also online at pr927fm.com. And you can watch the program on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. Check out all of our videos, this show, also Pirate Radio Trivia available for you to watch there. So we got a lot of goodies there at Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. All right, we got a ton of topics to get to on today's show. Right now, if you're watching, you can see myself and the beautiful leg of Mike Mullis as he is here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coming up later on this hour, we will talk to Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com. We'll talk Orioles and Major League Baseball. The Orioles have won 2 in a row. Pay no attention to them losing 20-plus road games in a row over the last month. They have won a couple in a row. They take on the Astros tonight on Pirate Radio. We'll give you a Orioles and Major League Baseball update coming up later on this hour. At 4 o'clock, we will talk to the all-time leading rusher for Notre Dame. And why are we talking to Notre Dame's all-time leading rusher? Because he is the head coach of the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, who ECU will face coming up week 4 of the 2021 football season. Autry Denson will join us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll talk about his career as a player, how he got into coaching, and get to know the 2021 Buccaneers a little bit. So really looking forward to talking to Autry Denson coming up at 4. Jeff Charles joins us in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk about what's making headlines in the world of sports. And at 5 o'clock, former Pirate tight end Bryce Williams will join us in the Pirate Radio studios. We'll have our Pirate Radio outdoors and see what's going on in the world of Bryce. Also, you can chime in to the program. We are on Facebook Live. You can chime in on Twitter as well. And you can be a part of the show. Robert Matthews chiming in. It's funny, Mully said last week when he was on the show, or the previous week, that he was eating dinner and somebody came up to him and said, "Call us first." Robert chimes in and says, "Mully, I didn't know you did that."
Yes.
Another line from the commercial.
Yes, we do that.
You do, and what is that? That is that.
That.
Depends on what the definition of that is.
Whatever needs to be done.
They can do it at Fixed NC. Mm-hmm. And Mully wears a lot of hats, although he's not wearing one today.
No. Could have used one a little bit ago. It's hot out.
You were toasty. You were about to leave us, but we got the AC and a cold water here.
Yeah.
Need another water?
I may.
We'll get the man some more.
A 2 water.
Refreshment. All right, what's going on with you, Mully?
No, I mean, you know what? Just one day at a time. Everything's good. Just enjoyed a little break in the weather. We finally got a little... We traded the rain for the heat, but but it's okay. We can still play golf and enjoy some outdoor activities in the heat and keep moving forward. And kind of curious tonight to see what happens in the World Series game. And it's a little hard to stomach, but it is what it is.
Let's get to the rundown today. We'll start with some news that came out yesterday. Although let's go back to Monday, if we can, Shirley, because on this show, I was talking to Ronnie Woodward less than 48 hours ago, and I made this comment. So there you go. Looks like the staff will remain intact.
Yeah.
As, hopefully, Jeff Palumbo, Jason Dietrich will be back as well.
Yeah.
Well, no. Kiss of death on Monday. It came out about an hour after I said that Bryant Ward and Jason Dietrich's name were being mentioned for the Cal State Fullerton head coaching job. 2 days later, we have learned that he will indeed, he being Jason Dietrich, become the next head coach at Cal State Fullerton. And Mully, I was reading an article from the LA Times from like 5 years ago when he was the pitching coach there, and it talked about how he grew up wanting to wear the pinstripes for Cal State Fullerton. And he was the pitching coach there at the time, but he pitched at Pepperdine, coached at Irvine, coached at Fullerton, Oregon, ECU. He did get a degree in 1999 from Cal State Fullerton. So, coaches have dream jobs
situations
and destination locations, and this was one for him, and great for him.
Yeah, good for him, and it'll be interesting to see which way Cliff goes now, and I'm sure he's probably already hot on it, and quite honestly may even have a short list of clients. I'm sorry, of coaches that he's considering. So yeah, it'll be it's always kind of fun to see how these things shake out, and as long as you keep Cliff and the kind of the core there, and Palumbo and the rest of the guys, that there's going to be a quality replacement.
And you're bringing in quality guys when other teams want to hire them. That has happened with the last couple of pitching coaches here at Mully. Dan Roselle goes to Kentucky to be their pitching coach, and now Jason Dietrich out as well. So
to be a head guy, which is a big deal.
Tough spot to keep at East Carolina because of the success the Pirates have had.
So does that mean that Dietrich is the first branch on the Cliff Godwin coaching tree? Yeah. So maybe this is the first of many. Who knows?
Yeah, I would guess that would be the case.
And I would think there's probably some and obviously all speculative. I'm not predicting anybody's coming in because I have no idea. But it would be interesting to see maybe you got Sam Nairn, who's coaching pitchers at the pro level. Be interested to see if maybe his name pops up. Obviously there's. And I've already been asked, hey, would Tommy Easton leave Pitt to become the pitching coach at East Carolina?
That'd be cool.
And who knows? It's all either one will be great, and I'm sure whoever Cliff lands will be great, and it could be somebody that we've never heard of, an up and comer. So we'll just kind of all sit back and enjoy the show and put the in Cliff we trust kind of slogan into play.
Mully, I'm looking right now at coaching trees. I need to do some deep digging research on this one. Belichick's actually Bill Parcells is amazing, and then you go down to Belichick. But how about Mike Holmgren, who
he's had some guys.
The big couple are Andy Reid and John Gruden, who are coaching right now. But that branches off even to Ron Rivera and Doug Peterson, Matt Nagy, who is involved right now, Sean McVay, the other Gruden, Kyle Shanahan. So Mike Holmgren may have the most impressive coach.
Well, and maybe in football, I would think. I
was going to ask you,
John Wooden's has got to be pretty extensive.
I don't know
for basketball. I mean, I just it goes back so far that would probably be names on there that we'd go, oh, I didn't even think about that guy. And but there, he is. Being at UCLA, I mean, I guess you would, obviously go to like Bill Walton, although he's in, commentator.
Well, you're going
now.
Players.
Well, no. I'm saying, and I know that he's a commentator now, but there has to be some lineage off of the John Wooden coaching tree.
Interestingly enough, within college basketball, the Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski coaching trees have not been super successful.
No. They've not done a whole lot.
And we'll see what, I guess, John Shire does as the next head coach at Duke after Coach K hangs it up. Do you know, and this is off the top of your head, do you know college baseball, like, is there a successful coaching tree out there, Mully?
Well, I would think Keith LeClair's would be about as impressive as anybody's.
Exactly.
I mean, so that one's... Gosh, I would even hate to try to name it because there's so many guys that I know we would forget, but right off the top of my head is obviously Cliff, Bakich, Nick Snobbles with Bakich, Joe Hastings. I guess he's still coaching. You got Bryant Ward, Clayton McCullough, first baseman, coach with the Dodgers. And those are guys at really, really high levels. And I know
Nairn here then?
Nairn was here then. I know I'm missing a lot of guys that are coaching at, successful high school coaches or, whatever, and probably still collegiately. I think Brett Lindgren at one point was at Cal State Fullerton when they came here. They came to East Carolina to open the season a few years back. So anyway, that there's some serious depth to that one for sure.
Brad says Rick Pitino and Mike Leach have very successful coaching trees. I guess Lincoln Riley would be under that Mike Leach tree. Ruffin McNeil, as well. I'm trying to look up Rick Pitino's coaching tree. Billy Donovan, Tubby Smith, some national championships there. Jeff Van Gundy, Jim O'Brien, Herb Sendek. Oh, Herb
Sendek.
Frank Vogel, Mick Cronin. Wow, this is a great list. Travis Ford, and others. So Good call there, Brad. Rick Pitino does indeed have a very solid coaching tree. All right, Mully, I have been tuned out of Omaha since the whole NC State thing.
It's just such a black hole, such a great event.
Yeah, Vanderbilt gets the free pass. They might have won anyway, but they didn't win. They were given the
look at, and I think as mad as State should be, Mississippi State should be equally as bad. They may be up to, and again, we're all hypothetically, they may be up 2-0 right now. They may be over because they would have never faced Leiter had Leiter had to go against State on Saturday's game.
Yeah.
So that it's the old butterfly effect. You make one decision and it has a huge outcome. Way beyond just that one ball game. But yeah, that was as poorly handled and an embarrassment to the NCAA. And of course they don't need. I mean, there's such a long list of embarrassments. But yeah, that was pitiful. And it takes away from the series that's going on right now.
Yeah, it's a black eye on college baseball and the sport, but record number, this is kind of ironic too, I guess, record number of attendance in Omaha this year, and NC State gets sent home for COVID. And it's...
And
we kind of talked about it a lot, right, Mully? Like just common sense and
I also feel like if they go to Elliott Avent before the Friday game, in other words, if Avent knows that is like it, I think he pitches it differently. I think, in other words, if they would have known that Saturday wasn't going to be able to be played, I think you see the kid that played first base, Highfield. I think you see him go Friday. Maybe he beats them. I mean, there's so many things that are done differently if you don't have to. If you're not playing, knowing that you have the ace in the hole.
But it doesn't matter after that point. If you're saying they knew they were going to go home.
But obviously, if they knew they were going to go home, that's a bad way to look at it. But if it was this is a winner-take-all game, which is what it ended up being, I think State manages that thing very, very differently, and it would have been very interesting to see had State won. Now what do you do?
Now what? Yeah.
So, I mean, do you just give it to Mississippi State? And, when I hear so many folks with the comparing some of the calls that East Carolina got to what's going on in Vandy's, they want Vandy. It's hard for me to imagine that there's a conspiracy theory in college baseball, or a conspiracy at hand that just to get Vanderbilt another national championship.
Leiter and Rocker are household names, but NC State was they're
the baby dolls.
The underdog
story. They were the baby dolls, and So I don't know. I just think it's poor decision making. I don't think there's anything to it past that. I think the umpires have had some struggles, but we've seen that all year long. It's very, very unfortunate, but I don't feel like it's a conspiracy.
Mike Mullis joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Yesterday we talked to future minor leaguer Connor Norby. Got Tyler Smith coming up on Friday, by the way, at 4 o'clock, so tune into that. We'll talk to Smitty. But Shirley, let's hear about Shirley's on the phone. Let's hear about some minor league baseball players.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. We do have the big dog in Chandler, by the way. I didn't introduce y'all into the show. How y'all doing?
Yeah, you just went to a hot and sweaty Mike Mullis. That's what you did.
Hot and sweaty.
I do have a minor league update. Hang on. Let me grab my sheet here.
All right, we're hanging and banging.
I didn't need to know all that, but we only have just a few results from last night because a bunch of minor league games got either postponed or altogether canceled.
Back in my day, they played in all kinds of weather.
I know, but one was unplayable field conditions, whatever that means. I figure it's called bad weather, but whatever.
The line guy, the guy that does the chalk lines, he wasn't available that day.
Apparently, I don't know. Or he got a little dizzy and couldn't draw a straight line. I don't know. But anyway, Mike Wright is getting the start tonight. The Charlotte Knights are taking on the Norfolk Tides tonight at 7 o'clock. Norfolk Tides also has Sean Armstrong on that team, as he was
still in the game.
Still in the game, yeah. He got DFA'd from the Orioles, and the Norfolk picked him up. So, by the way, Mike Wright is sitting with a 4-1 record, and his ERA is sitting at 2.42. So
he's going to probably get another look.
He's going to get another look. So, of course, the Charlotte Knights is.
What kind of look do you got, Mully?
No, I was just enjoying listening to you drink your drink on the air. That was
little slurpy slurp.
All right, I'll turn our mics off.
So anyway, the Charlotte Knights are an affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, by the way. Jarrell Cotton pitched last night in a loss to the El Paso Chihuahuas. He only went 2 innings. He allowed a hit and walked 2. And Alec Burleson went 1 for 4 last night with a single as the Springfield Cardinals got walloped last night by the Northwest Arkansas Naturals by a final of 19-4.
There you go.
So those are the only results I've got so far.
I'm sure. Good.
No, you had a little bit of a tongue twister there, Shirley, with Mike Wright with the Knights facing the Tides.
Yeah.
That was kind of...
And then throwing Norfolk. And throwing Norfolk. I was trying to say, because some people say Norfolk, some say, I know it is Norfolk.
And
if you haven't been to that stadium in Charlotte, it's a great place to watch a ball game.
Don't have like a cool backdrop.
The skyline in the back.
It's all
right
behind center field.
They've got that skyline shot on their website. It looks really awesome.
And then even you get through with the game, you're within walking distance of plenty of places to go grab dinner or grab a beer or whatever. It's a great atmosphere, go ballpark.
I'm sure I've asked you this before. What did you have any cool team names after you were like in pro baseball? The amount of time.
Tides. I mean, that was the Eastern Shore Tides. I mean, it wasn't a thing then. I mean, I remember like when Zebulon had the Mudcats. That was like
it was radical.
It wasn't even it was the Hickory Crawdads and the Mudcats were like. Yeah, this is crazy. And then you started seeing people really go nuts with like the bacon, and they would play in like
lug nuts.
They had the bacon pinstripe unis.
There's one called, I think it's called Swamp Poodles or something like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that's out there
and
now.
I like it. I mean, I think it's kind of creative.
I think I'm blaming the Crawdads and Mudcats for my hat addiction.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was a big deal to have one of those lids. I tell you what, there's a CPL team called the Savannah Bananas. And that dude that owns that franchise does some crazy stuff.
So it's sanctioned. It's like legit baseball, but they have different rules.
Well, they play in the CPL, the Coastal Plains League, which is Collegiate Summer League. Mm-hmm. But it seems to me the best I can and I keep up with them. I like on social media because they're very, very interesting. But they do stuff like they have their own brand of baseball called Banana Ball. Like if somebody hits a foul ball into the stands and a fan catches it, you're out.
Yeah, they make up their own rules.
And they have it's and I don't know if they do that during CPL play or if those are like exhibition kind of deals when they do this.
It's kind of Globetrotters.
It's very Globetrotter-esque, and they played like one game in kilts. They do all kinds of crazy stuff.
I need to
Savannah Bananas. They wear all, you know what? That will be a great dude to reach out and see if you get him on the show one day.
It's a good idea
because I think he would be very, very interesting, and he's the guy goes to the ballpark. He's dressed like the Dumb and Dumber tuxedos, but in all yellow and whatever. It's like I said, I've followed them pretty closely. Their roster is a mixed bag of D1 guys and places you've never heard of, and they have dominated the CPL the first half.
Well, yeah, they have their own rules. Of course they do.
I want to go to a game so I can make an out.
Yeah, exactly right.
They had, bring your glove. I saw a video recently where they're like, walk-up music is cool, but how about walk-up marching band? And one of their players is coming out of the dugout, and he's got like 12 people behind him with instruments playing his way through the batter's box.
It is really, really cool. Very and their whole thing is to make baseball fun again.
Yeah.
So when they have a tie game when you're playing banana ball, it is the only people on the field are the pitcher, the catcher, and the hitter. And so the hitter hits the baseball,
the pitcher's got to chase
and takes off running. And the pitcher has to go chase the baseball and try to get him out. And it's it's pretty creative. There's a ton of different rules. I mean, it is a.
We need to.
It sounds like a Harlem Globetrotter type deal.
There's quite an echo in here. Did you? Yeah.
I swear I did not hear that.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Again, the owner of that franchise will be, I think, a really interesting dude to interview.
Good call.
I think that's an outstanding idea.
When people say, "What position do you play?" You say Section 15, Row H, Seat 24.
There you go.
I got 3 putouts on the year, trying to make the All-Star team.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, Savannah Bananas.
If we ever had enough time to take time off and go to a Savannah Bananas game.
And they travel. Awesome. They do exhibitions now. They kind of stay close to Savannah, but like I saw where they went to, I want to say Macon or somewhere. At first, I thought, is this just a group of dudes that, 30-somethings that are kind of maybe played in college and they're just doing. They fly the CPL flag. They won the CPL West in the first half. They were like 19-3.
Are there North Carolina teams in the CPL?
Wilson.
Yeah. So do they come
Morehead
here?
City. Fayetteville. Now we may be in the East and they're in the West, so the only way we would see them is I think their championship is called the Pettit Cup, maybe. But they play that would be an East-West, 5 or 7 games.
Named after Andy Pettit?
No, it's does not have the last
I didn't know if you get roids if you win it.
No.
All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back.
There's also another team called the Savannah Sand Gnats.
I don't know if they're around anymore. They may be.
They may be. They may did it at Coastal
They're trying
Plain.
to get some of that bananas runoff action.
Well, you do have gnats when you have rotten bananas.
Yeah, you do. Fruit flies.
Good call.
I'm pulling them up now. What did you wanted to know what their schedule looked like?
Yeah, just see if they're coming this way.
I'm pulling up their schedule right now.
I would imagine when they play in the CPL, they have to play traditional baseball rules. I think when they play banana ball, it's like their own little exhibition kind of stuff. So
it looks like the closest they get to us is Florence. Oh, all of their games are sold out.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
They have an 88 game sold out streak going on right now.
Congratulations to that dude.
They packed the house. They were yesterday they found out that they clinched the first half, and so they were selling, which means they get home field advantage in the playoffs, and they were having a PPP, which was playoff party package, and you paid X number of dollars, and it included all of your beverages. And they said, is that drinks or is that drinks? And they said it's both drinks and drinks.
Wow.
Includes food, unlimited food, the whole deal. And it was like on the Sunday that opens playoffs. So what a great way to get a crowd to the ballpark on Sunday night. We're going to have drinks and free food.
They got a freshman from state on the team. And like you said, a couple of colleges that you've never heard of, including Saddleback College, which I had never heard of, but evidently this particular guy is from Centennial, Colorado. But some USF, Jacksonville State, Murray State, Erskine, East Georgia State. So a lot of local. There's one from Mercer.
Yeah, people can go out and check out the roster and check out some of the videos that are online. It's a cool thing. I mean, it's
they seem to be. I mean.
Banana ball.
We're gonna have to get some swag clip.
All right,
we're going bananas.
We're gonna we're gonna go bananas.
Let's get a break in. We'll come back.
Okay.
We will talk very briefly. Mully hates Major League Baseball. Got a scene that happened last night between Josh Donaldson and Lucas Giolito. Talk about that. We have an update. Did you see the lady at the Tour de France with the sign
that knocked everybody down?
The big one?
Yeah,
like at Talladega. Got an update on that. A great Florida man story involving Florida woman as well, and a zebra cobra update in Raleigh.
Great.
We got a huge segment coming up. We'll be back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or give them a call at 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, we'll continue with the rundown, but real quick, let's go out to the Fixed NC Live line. Mitchell in Winston-Salem's hanging on. Mitchell, what's up, man? What you got?
Hey, guys, I read an article, I think it was on Monday, that explains a whole lot if it's true. It said that NC State, when they got tested, it came back that they had the highly contagious Delta variant, every single one of them. I think it was 9 players with the Delta variant, which would explain why Corbin would refuse to play against them, because they don't know how effective vaccinations will be against the Delta variant. It would also explain why State didn't put up a big brouhaha there in Omaha and just kind of came home. You know, that would explain a lot.
Yeah, but the part about Corbin refusing to play him, I mean,
they'd already played one game.
I don't know how true, if Corbin had anything to do with NC State not continuing to play.
Well, I've read a couple of articles that said he insisted after that first test came back, because it was just 2 players at the beginning, he insisted that the whole state team be tested. So it could be that those 2 guys that came back positive had the Delta variant.
The only thing I think works against that theory, Mitchell, is that if the Delta variant is that highly contagious and those kids were still in close proximity with the Vanderbilt players while playing a game, it would be a little bit hypocritical to have allowed Vanderbilt to play Mississippi State if there are that many unknowns as it relates to specifically the Delta variant.
Well, then you got the players around their parents who are in the stands around other fans. I mean,
there's a lot of I think there's just a lot of unknowns, and I've read a lot of those articles too. And I can't help but question the credibility. I think the best one out there, if anybody's interested, is the Kendall Rogers timeline.
Very fact based.
And it was that's right. And then he leaves the last sentences. You make your own opinion.
Yeah.
So I thought that one, Mitchell, maybe check that one out.
I would almost guarantee you that this whole thing is driven by lawyers. It's all a cover your ass kind of thing, because the NCAA doesn't want to risk a kid getting COVID with the variant and then something going wrong. Because it's very rare, but even teenagers can die with COVID. It's very rare, but if it happened once to one of these players, then that would open itself up to a lawsuit. So I think all this stuff we're seeing now, whether it be testing and mask and not mask, it's all to cover their rear end.
Yeah.
And we've got the summer league team in Winston-Salem. They're called the Winston-Salem Disco Turkey.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a new one, right? I need to get that hat.
Yeah, it's actually a peacock, but he's wearing a John Travolta Saturday Night Fever outfit, and it's awesome. And so we're going to go see them play. But Mully, one question for you.
Sure.
If we put about 3,000 seats down the third baseline there in Clark LeClaire Stadium, would that be enough? Because that would turn it to 8,000 seat stadium. At that point, do you think baseball at ECU would become a revenue positive sport, and we could increase Cliff's pay that way?
It's a great question. I think that even if you look at the LSUs of the world, where they quote unquote generate more revenue, they still have the challenges of you've got a limited number of home games. The tickets are not nearly as expensive.
Those February games are not going to be.
You just
great
don't.
sellers.
It's not a year-round thing. I think we got a great thing going. I think we just got to continue to be what we are. I think there's some really good use, and I think Cliff has some plans for future facilities for some of that open space that may give us an opportunity to continue to recruit the best players in the country. So that's a call that they would have to make. It's very, very difficult to make college baseball truly revenue generating, but again, we need to appreciate what we have and just continue to support the Pirates.
Mitchell, thanks for tuning in and giving us a call today, man. We will certainly be hearing more from you, especially during football season on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Looking forward to another year of that. All right, we left off real quick. Let's get a sticky stuff update. Josh Donaldson played for the Braves a couple seasons ago. He is the stereotypical cocky baseball player. He's got the cool equipment. Even his swing and his I don't know.
He's showy.
Not leg kick, but his what do you call it?
Leg kick. Leg kick's fair.
It's all over the top kind of, and his hair's over the top. So when he was on the Braves, I rooted for him. He's always been in the AL. I hadn't had to root against him. I could probably see where he could rub opposing fans the wrong way, or even opposing players. And last night, Mully hit a home run off a very good pitcher, Lucas Giolito of the White Sox. He crosses home plate. He's looking at his dugout, clapping his hands together, and says, "It's not sticky no more. He's not sticky anymore."
Right.
Just they're getting under the skin of Giolito. After the game, Lucas Giolito was asked about it, and here were his comments about Josh Donaldson.
He's a pest. That's kind of a classless move. If you're going to talk to my face, you can go, cross home plate and do all that. just come to me. No, it's just annoying. We won. The W's next to my name. They're in last place.
I like the inline there.
Well, and that is the bottom line of that's why you play the game. It doesn't matter. Okay, you hit a home run, so what? I mean, we won the ball game. That's what we're here to do.
This sounds like the Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka feud.
Well, it may be even more trivial than that. Josh Donaldson seems to me to be the guy that you kind of don't mind having on your team.
I think that's him.
But if he's on the other team, you just absolutely hate him.
Yeah.
And I would even venture a guess that on your team, in your locker room, he's probably a guy that you go, man, Josh, dude, just friggin' chill out.
Also, there's a lot of guys in sports, I don't know if he fits this category. When things are going great, he's awesome to have around.
He's a front runner.
When things go south, you don't want to have this guy in your locker room at all.
Well, and what I would be very curious, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. But he kind of fell off. He fell off the face of the earth with injuries and whatever. He gets to the Braves, he finds a way to bounce back. You can't help but wonder in today's game if there's some type of chemical enhancement that allowed him to find his way back to a point of being an above average producer in the major league lineup. So, I don't know, man. I'm the whole thing, and I was telling you off the air, there was some guy, I don't even recognize his name, so I don't remember it, that was on Twitter he had this whole thing about from reliable sources, according to him, the Dodgers cheated when they won the World Series. They went out and put cameras up. This whole 4 or 5 deal thing about basically saying everybody's cheating in Major League Baseball, and it's unfortunate, but it's been opened up to be a permissible and allowable and honestly cool to try to call somebody out for what they're doing. And it's, I don't know, man. The game is just not the game that I've loved my whole life.
Well, moving on, how about the Tour de France? Is that still the race you've watched your whole life?
Yeah, only when they wreck.
There was a massive 58-car pileup. It was Talladega out there the other day, and it was all started by this idiot holding a sign and saw a camera and got into the road with her sign so she could get on TV. The sign says, I guess, grandma and grandpa, or whatever, like a hi mom type of thing. It clips a bicycle rider. He falls, and then everybody behind him crashes. It's a pileup.
It was the world's biggest game of dominoes.
It was awful. So one rider had to leave the race. 8 were treated for injuries. It's amazing in those bike crashes, Mully, how quickly some of them just get right back up, start running, and get right back on the bike. That woman has been arrested by French authorities.
What do you charge her with? Assault?
Yeah, like involuntary manslaughter.
Well, nobody got killed.
Oh, okay. That has to be a death in it for manslaughter. She was charged, fined $1,500, and then it had a C with a couple of lines through it. I don't know my international...
Your French denominations or French currency.
I don't think it's pesos.
No, it was. It might be euros. Would that be euros?
Could be some
pounds.
Could be pounds.
Pounds is British.
British, okay. So I don't know what the dollar...
We have all these computers around. I'm sure we could easily just...
I think it was the equivalent.
No,
did you mention 3,000?
1,500.
It's the equivalent of 3,000 American dollars,
okay.
I believe,
well,
is what the...
it is the franc.
Okay.
That's German. That's German.
They put a big hurt on her wallet.
French franc.
And she could face up to 2 years in prison.
Yeah, I doubt that. She'll just get a fine, and now she's known as an idiot around the world.
Do you? The story says that according to the sign, depending on it's either in French or in German, but apparently the sign says "Go Grandma, Go Grandpa."
Yeah.
So what kind of? So obviously this was a ploy to get on camera and ends up wiping out half the field on the Tour de France.
And unfortunately, we've spent time in Greenville, North Carolina talking about it, so it worked. She did good.
Obviously.
Unlike Ace of Base, those riders did not see the sign. Hey, Mully chuckled. He didn't want to. He wants to punch me in the face, but he chuckled. All right, Mully.
I instantly want to start singing that song.
It's catchy as hell. It is. There you go. That was beautiful. The voice of an angel. Mully, here's the story. Florida man and Florida ex-wife. The Ocala fire chief who filed a restraining order against his ex-wife before she went on a naked rampage
at the Outback.
Oh, you know this one.
I saw that.
Yeah, at a local Outback, has been fired from his position. Shane Alexander relieved of his duties. It says there was an erosion of trust in the organization created by a counterproductive and uncomfortable work environment. He was had unprofessional conduct on several occasions. Didn't really say what he did. Now the wife, there's a video. Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
I have not. I just see the still shot.
Yeah, she wrecked
her. She is naked. She did keep her flip flops on.
She did.
Pretty classy.
Yeah.
Naked from the feet, the ankle up, and I'm not sure what she's doing in that photo. But she's just terrorizing a local Outback.
She destroyed the bar.
Man.
She was throwing like law enforcement responders. She was chunking bottles. It was somebody.
Why was there a reason behind all this?
Well, I don't know if you really can justify a reason to get naked and tear up an Outback. I mean,
was she on drugs?
It's Florida.
She and her husband had them falling out, and she was like, he loves the Outback, and she said, all right.
I'm gonna tear down what you love.
Okay,
wow.
I'm gonna go after what you love the most.
Wow, that is that's tough.
Yeah, from the land down under.
In the still shot, Mully. So
well done, sir.
She's being videoed. This guy's got his phone out. Everybody in that restaurant has a personal video of this naked woman tearing up Outback.
Yeah.
We have a zebra cobra update real quick. Now, has it been captured or just has it been...
It has been found. He's been found.
Now, what does that mean?
I'm assuming at this point that he has been taken into custody.
He's
been spotted.
He's been spotted, but they're having animal control try to figure out how they're going to get this thing.
Mully, how much a man working with animal control came with a grabbing tool and a red bucket? This was an hour ago. It does not appear they've captured the snake. This was an hour ago from RAL.
Yeah, 31 minutes ago, they just updated. Officials prepare to capture venomous zebra cobra.
Mully, in your line of work with Fixed NC.
Don't call
I'm not. No.
Call us last.
I was not going to ask if you're involved with animal control. I was going to ask how often do you come across these snakes when you're going to those tricky places?
Yeah, it happens, but I am like an anti-snake guy.
Yeah,
like
I'm with you,
big time anti-snake guy. So in that situation, it would be
lose Mully's number.
Well, see, you got to think you've called animal control. I'm sure that they're not trained in the capture of cobras,
wild African cobras,
right? And so it's kind of like, you want me to do what? I mean, how do you draw straws? I mean, how do you decide? And there's always that idiot that's like, oh, I got him, no big deal, just grab him behind the neck. That's
not this bad boy.
I'm not.
Now, one T-shirt company has decided to capitalize on this,
Absolutely.
and they have put up a T-shirt that has a picture of a cobra, and it says North Raleigh Spitting Cobras, and they are on sale now.
Carolina Cobras used to be a arena football team.
I've actually seen them. I've seen a game.
The Spitting Cobra shirt is cool, but it's kind of karma. Like, I don't want to wear that, and then one pops up where I am.
But
I mean, the likelihood of
if you feel like that's going to happen, you need to let me know now, because this could be my last appearance anywhere in the proximity of
I'm with
Rock.
you on that one, because I call snakes nope ropes.
Nope,
and
I'm gone.
Yeah, not happening. Not even a garter snake.
Well,
and those are apparently really harmless, and I won't come near one.
If a Major League Baseball team comes to Raleigh, we know what the name's going to be.
Mully,
there you go. That's a good idea.
We got to let
Greenville nope ropes.
The spitting snakes.
Oh,
we got to let you. Pause on that one. We're gonna let you run. Who's the bigger idiot? The Tour de France lady in the middle of the road, or the guy that collects venomous, poisonous, deadly snakes and lets them loose?
We're assuming that it's a guy, and
it is.
It is a guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's an idiot. I don't, man. I don't.
And from what I don't know what story.
Or naked woman at Outback. We can add her. She's not on. She's down the list.
From what I understand, I was talking to Glenn, Big Dog, just a while ago.
I know him.
Yeah, he said apparently this snake had been missing since November.
Oh.
But the owner didn't mention.
Seen.
Yeah,
you're right.
The owner didn't mention that it had been missing since November until recently.
How do you react when you come home and your zebra cobra is gone? What do you? Oh man! Hey, did you?
I
open
might
the
need to let
cage?
people know about this.
Did you open the cage to let the zebra? Because nobody's going to touch that cage, but the dude that has that desire to own that reptile.
And apparently owns close to something like 75, 80 different
freaks.
exotic
He's
animals.
He's going to have more out there. It's going to be Jurassic Park. There's going to be dinosaurs growing in our backyards.
Man, that's kind of like down in Florida where people will get these pythons and then they get too big, they let them out. Now there's a whole show about people going out to
hunt them down,
capture these pythons that are screwing up the ecosystem down
Morons.
Man, a zebra spitting cobra.
And
that is a hard pass.
Yeah. Mully enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Good. Yeah. Let's take a time out. I believe you. That sounded genuine. We'll return and talk some O's baseball. Mully, you following the O's these days?
It's a lot of fun there. I hate I'm gonna miss that.
You can catch it on the way home.
Oh yeah.
2 wins in a row for Baltimore. They'll go for 3 tonight. We'll talk about their dreadful season so far and some positives. Trey Mancini, coming off a bout with cancer, is going to be in the home run derby. And we'll talk some other baseball news and notes with Mark Brown when we return after this.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Encore GX 2021 and save over $3,500 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Hey Birdland, the Junior Orioles Dugout Club is now Kids Cheer Free Plus, presented by Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants. Kids Cheer Free Plus is the all-new Orioles Kids Club for fans 14 and under. For just $30, each membership receives a ticket voucher for 4 free tickets, a limited edition cap, lanyard, membership card, face mask, and more. That's all the perks for just $30 with Kids Cheer Free Plus, presented by Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants. Purchase now at Orioles.com/kidsfreeplus.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday, and of course, there's no cover charge and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Party back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Speaking of trivia, we'll be there tonight, 8 o'clock at AJ's, so come hang out. I saw a stat to consider last night.
Stat to consider.
Regarding
stats to consider.
Major League Baseball. Chandler knows the answer to this. Surely this player has, so it's like the most home runs in a span of 75 plate appearances in MLB history. In 2001, Bonds had 15. In 99, McGuire had 15. In 98, Sosa had 15. This player this season has 16 home runs in a span of 75 plate appearances. Name that former Cub who is now on a different National League team.
That would be Kyle Schwarber.
Well done, Shirley Rose.
Boom! Because until you said former Cub, I was thinking Shohei Ohtani, who is killing it right now.
Someone else that's killing it is that man right there,
Kyle Schwarber,
and he's leading off for the Nationals.
Yeah, he's got I don't know if it's a record, but he's got an impressive number of leadoff home runs.
7.
Is it 7?
7.
Yeah. But yeah, because Shohei has got 27 home runs on the season, and then but yeah, Kyle Schwarber is on an absolute tear, and so it's been kind of fun between the two because I watch I have the MLB network, and last night they were showing, it pops up on my screen as regional coverage, but I was watching the Braves-Mets game last night, and there was no score at the time.
Braves blow a lead.
Okay, well,
3-0.
At the time it was 0-0, and it would have been 3 outs because Freddie Freeman hit a foul ball and the guy caught it in the stands. But I digress. Anyway, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and anyway, so I was watching that game. Well, they were cutting in and out between the Braves-Mets game and the Angels game because they were playing the Yankees. And Shohei absolutely hit a bomb. I mean, as soon as his bat touched the ball, you knew it was gone. And but they cut in and out of that. They were cutting in and out of who does Kyle play for now? The Nationals?
Some scrub team, I can't remember.
Yeah, okay, Nationals.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so they've been kind of cutting in between these 3 games, and it's been fun to watch. I mean, I enjoy it. It kind of, I mean, obviously it's not as drawing as much attention as the home run race between McGuire and Sammy Sosa, but for at times when baseball has become boring, it's kind of fun to watch a couple of guys just absolutely crush the ball.
Here's one more trivia question before we move on to talk to Mark Brown.
Okay.
I saw a story about Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky. They have put some money into Buzzer, a live sports streaming service. But anyway, when I saw Jordan and Gretzky, it reminded me of an old cartoon called Pro Stars. Who was the third athlete in the sports cartoon in the early 90s called Pro Stars with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky?
Well, if you got Michael Jordan and you got Wayne Gretzky, obviously you're looking at a GOAT here. So, I would guess he was a baseball player.
Yeah.
Okay. So, baseball player in the 90s.
That wasn't his only sport.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson is correct. You don't remember that show?
I
remember
Bo
Bats.
Yes, Bo Bats was in a cartoon in the 90s with
Bo Jackson. We are Pro Stars.
He was a Raider.
Yeah, Shirley, we know Bo Jackson.
Yeah, you said he played two sports.
Yeah. Raider and Royal.
No, you were asking me, do I remember the cartoon? I'm sorry. I vaguely remember the name.
Yeah. I don't think
I
it was
don't
on very
remember
long.
I don't ever remember watching it though.
All right. Well,
But there's not that many two-sport athletes, so you can kind of whittle it down from there.
Would have been Bo or Primetime, I guess, in that era.
Bo knows.
All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line now and chat with Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, who joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. Mark, how you doing, man?
Cliff, I'm doing pretty good. Even better since the Orioles have now won 2 games on the road against the best team in the American League, the Houston Astros, which I believe now makes the Orioles the best team in the American League. I think that's how the rules go.
That is correct, and we are not going to focus on what's happened the past month or so. We're going to talk about last night and the Orioles' recent success as they win again last night in a big way, 13-3. A North Carolina guy who we've talked about with you quite a bit, Mark Cedric Mullins, with a huge night, 5 for 4 as he homers and leads the way for Baltimore. They put up 13 runs last night. So O's picking up a win here, Mark, and those have been tough to come by for Baltimore.
Yeah, of course, we've had, I guess, since we last spoke, or nearly so, we had the 20-game straight losing streak on road games, which somehow is not a Major League record because the Arizona Diamondbacks at the same time losing even more, 24 in a row, which is now the MLB record. It's been pretty rough for the Orioles, so, the last 2 nights have been fun. The month of June overall, maybe not so fun, but Cedric Mullins definitely one bright spot. I'm really hoping he finds his way onto the All-Star roster. I think the last I looked, he's like 5th in the voting for outfielders. So, if any Orioles fans out there, I believe you can go to Orioles.com/All-Star. Vote for Cedric Mullins. You can vote like 5 times a day. I think that would be pretty cool.
We talked about him at the beginning of the year. He got off to that great start, Mark, and you said that this was kind of do or die time. I asked you, was Cedric Mullins in the Orioles' future plans as they're in this rebuild? And you said that kind of depends on the season he has this year. I think either way, he's made himself some money, whether it be there in Baltimore or elsewhere. So let me ask that question again here a couple months later, Mark. What is the future of Cedric Mullins there in Baltimore, in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, there's no question he's played well enough that he could be part of the future. I guess the question now is, is he playing well enough where, is he going to have trade value? But it's like Mullins, because of the way he came up, I mean, this is his part of a 4th big league season for him. But in what's important with the service time, he won't be a free agent until after the 2025 season. So there's no reason to be like, you got to trade anyone who's good in a rebuilding team. So, I mean, it's just been a remarkable transformation. Of course, going back to spring training, the big thing with Mullins this year, he gave up switch hitting. He's now exclusively a left-handed hitter, and the result of finally just deciding, he's going to hit left-handed has just been unbelievable success this year. It's just been so much fun to see. Even as a left-handed batter against left-handed pitchers, he's batting over 300 and slugging over 500, which is it's phenomenal. So I don't imagine that's what was holding him back all this time, but just that probably combined with, whatever other changes he's made as he tried to adjust to life in the big leagues. It's just been, well, as you said, it was a do-or-die kind of year for him, and he's in the do category.
Yeah.
Some other Orioles are more in the, so to speak.
Yeah.
You had guys like Austin Hayes and Anthony Santander, for instance, who, probably we had similar hopes where, maybe like Mullins, they can establish themselves, and they both battled injuries and, are below average hitters when they are playing. So, that's not as good. But Mullins is really one great story for the team this year.
Mark, in baseball, you can find positivity even in 26 and 54 seasons like the Orioles are going through right now. And a major one there in the positive category is Trey Mancini. And he will be in the Home Run Derby coming up at Coors Field in Colorado. And it's great to see what he's doing on the field. But, Mark, more importantly, and you know this better than most, his off the field, his battle with colon cancer, and for him to return the way he has been remarkable. What's that story up there in Baltimore? I know fans have to love what Trey Mancini's doing.
I mean, it is remarkable because it's like, even when you're kind of aware that, like, okay, he went through this serious illness, like, you still kind of take it for granted, just, now it's a year later, like, and he's back on the field. It was basically, like one year plus like 2 weeks from his diagnosis until he was back on the field, and that was stage 3 cancer. It had spread to like half of his lymph nodes in his body or something like that. So he had like I believe he was in the hospital like 12 times for chemo treatments, and I mean, it's just crazy. Not only he looks like he's on the track for a healthy life, but he's back on the baseball diamond. He's got 14 home runs. He's leading the team. He's on pace to possibly drive in over 100 runs this season. It's just a wonderful human story. Really, probably one of the better human stories in baseball this year, and it is fun that that's our guy that's on the Orioles, and I hope he's able to continue having success. If you want to be totally rational about it, there's probably 24 guys who've hit more home runs than Mancini in MLB so far this year.
Right.
Maybe you'd rather see one of them in the Home Run Derby, but I mean, just having him as a cancer survivor in the Home Run Derby, and he's done pretty well this year. It's a great achievement for him, and I hope he's able to do well on that national stage.
Talking to Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com. The AL East has 4 teams in the division with a winning record right now. You look out west, and you've got the Angels 3 games under 500, and then 3 teams above them with records over 500. And, of course, the NL West with some power at the top with the surprising Giants, Dodgers, and Padres. But looks like top to bottom, the AL East, the toughest division as we sit here right now, Mark, with the Red Sox currently still in the lead, 2 games ahead of Tampa Bay. Blue Jays 6.5 back, despite being 5 games over 500, and then the Yankees are 3 games over 500, 7.5 back in that division as we head towards the All-Star break. Mark, let's talk about a few other topics, including the umpire inspections that they're doing on pitchers right now. When Max Scherzer is questioned by Joe Girardi, that makes national headlines. We all see that. When Sergio Romo takes off his pants, that'll make some headlines. But night in, night out, how is this thing going from a Baltimore perspective? Has there been any, we finally saw one pitcher get popped out there for the Mariners, Hector Santiago. But how about when you're watching these O's games and you see these brief inspections? Is it something you'll get used to, I guess, after time, or is it always going to be weird to see that?
Honestly, I think as far as like watching it on TV or certainly listening to it on the radio, it's just, you don't even really notice unless they draw attention to it, and they're not really going to draw attention to it after it's been the first week unless, someone decides to do the Sergio Romo take off his pants or they find something. So, I mean, is it going to make a difference? Well, from what I read from The Athletic, I believe they've noticed 60% of pitchers had a statistically significant drop in their spin rate. I think that's the number. Yeah. So, something's made a difference there. Whether that's actually good for MLB to try to address, I guess, is a question for the long run. As far as the Orioles specifically, just 2 nights ago, there was this guy on Twitter who was pointed out on the Orioles, like they showed the bullpen while Hunter Harvey was warming up, and you could see on video another reliever had like a rubber glove on and put something on Hunter Harvey's armpit. So this guy on Twitter was like, "Oh, is this a substance? Whatever." Yeah. So the MLB actually put out a statement and said they investigated, and the Orioles said it was icy hot, and that's part of Hunter Harvey's routine, as he gets icy hot near his shoulder before he pitches. And specifically, MLB looked at the video and was like, well, he didn't make any suspicious movements at armpit area while he was pitching. So I guess he was cleared. How much more there's going to be of that, I don't know. Of course, the Seattle pitcher who's now got a 10-game suspension, he's appealing, Hector Santiago, says all he had put on was rosin, and MLB didn't even test the glove that they received from the umpires to see if there was, in fact, sticky substance on it. It's just the umpire ejected him and said it was a sticky substance, so automatic 10-game suspension. I don't think that seems very fair. I think if you're going to have this rule and say, okay, these are the banned things, you better be able to, examine the glove and say, or the belt or the hat or whatever, and say, okay, here's the substance other than rosin that was on it. It doesn't seem very fair to me, but we'll see how that shakes out with that player's appeal, and then, if anyone else gets popped, what happens. It's really weird that they changed this in the middle of the season. I will say that. It's weird.
And it's almost like MLB's kind of passing the buck to the umpires, saying, okay, well, hey, that's his ruling, and this is the rule, so sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. And we had a legendary coach around these parts in high school, Mark, is Ronald Vincent, won another state title with J.H. Rose High School right up the road, but he's good friends with Joe West, who is from here in eastern North Carolina. And we had him for an interview earlier this week, and I asked, has he talked to Joe West about these new umpire inspections? And he said he's talked to him about it. He can't repeat what Joe West said, on the air. But for me, that means that these umpires don't like what they're being told to do by Major League Baseball. Like they just want to call the game and not have to worry about this other crap. That's what I got from that anyway.
Clip, I think you summed it up perfectly when you said it's Major League Baseball just trying to pass the buck and the blame on the umpires. I think that's the way it's playing out so far. I think that's exactly what it is. So we'll see if it changes to be anything different than that, or in 2 months we might all forget about it because it's just the new normal. Nobody's been caught with anything, whatever. If there's many more of these suspensions where they're saying, oh, it was only rosin and it sweated down from his forearm into his glove, and then they decided, oh, that was sticky on the glove and it was only rosin. I mean, if that's what it is every time, I don't know if it's going to be a tenable thing to keep doing. But, we'll see if they change exactly how it works or what.
Mark Brown joining us. Mark, I see a couple of Orioles on the Futures game roster coming up during the All-Star break. Adley Rushman, of course, the catcher, and you can help me with the pitcher's name, Marcos Diplan. Diplan.
Yeah. So any Orioles prospect hound out there who is hoping, oh, maybe there'll be some guys on the Futures roster. Rushman, obviously, I think was pretty much a shoe-in. Diplan, I don't know why he's on there, to be honest with you. So like in the 2019 game, the Orioles' top pitching prospects now, Grayson Rodriguez and DL Hall, were both on that roster. So I kind of have a feeling MLB was like, well, let's get some different pitchers in there. And why Diplan? I don't know. It's not even like he was doing super amazing for Norfolk. He's a reliever for that matter. So it's like maybe they just wanted a reliever on the roster, and it's like, oh, Orioles, you've got a good farm system, but we've only got Rutschman in there, so just give us a reliever, even though the reliever is not one of the top prospects. So either way, Marcos Diplan, he's on the future game roster for the American League. Good luck to him. The Orioles need some help with pitching, so if he can pitch well, he'll probably find his way up to the Orioles this season, and maybe Orioles fans will see what he can do at the big league level.
Mark, as the O's continue to fall further and further away from playoff contention this year, at what point do we see some call-ups and some of these young guys, stars of the future for Baltimore? Does that happen this year, or do they wait around another year? What do you think it looks like there late in the season for Baltimore as far as these young players?
Well, as far as later this year, there's definitely a couple guys at AAA that I think we'll be seeing over the course of the year. There's one Orioles fans really clamoring for him lately, Jahmai Jones, who they got when they traded Alex Cobb to the Angels earlier this year. He's an infielder. I believe at last check he's OPSing over 900 for the AAA Norfolk Tides. So with Orioles second baseman being what they are, everyone would really like to see him. I am among that number, certainly. He's only 23 years old, so probably the Orioles want to let him get a little more AAA seasoning. He's played 23 games for the Tide, so that I hope we see him by like August. People want to see him like tomorrow, but give him another month in the minors, maybe. You maybe get a couple guys like Tyler Nevin, who we briefly saw earlier this year, who was part of the Michael Gibbons trade to the Rockies last year. And then just hopefully we'll keep seeing some of the pitchers that have cycled through and haven't really stuck at the big league level yet, like Zach Lowther, who's back down in the minor leagues now. Dean Kramer has been banished down to the minor leagues for a little while because he couldn't stop walking guys. I hope he's able to sort that out and find his way back. But, I mean, as far as the big guys, like Rutschman, it would surprise me if we see Rutschman before, like, the end of April next year. So, he's the big one, and I don't think we're going to see him until 2022. Hopefully not too far into this season, but probably not this year.
We got O's baseball coming your way tonight on Pirate Radio. Orioles at Astros, 8 o'clock tonight. O's looking to win 3 in a row. Mark, what's going on right now at CamdenChat.com if people want to do some reading about the Orioles and what's going on within the organization?
Swing by. We are starting to look at some of the past year's draft classes to see how the last drafts of the Dan Duquette era have kind of impacted the Orioles rebuild so far, or how they might be able to impact it in the future. We've got our ongoing daily minor league coverage, and today specifically we've been thinking about how the starting rotation has been even more uncertain than you might have guessed. Even if you didn't have high hopes, the Orioles have really had a lot of injuries and problems, and a lot of guys have cycled through. Hopefully it settles down soon. So that's what we got going on today, and of course later on we'll have a game thread while the game is going on, so if you're listening and you want to chat with us, we'll be there. I will say with the first 2 games in the series finishing after midnight Eastern, you might want to prepare yourself for a long night if you're going to listen to the entire Orioles game. So, we'll see you there.
Mark, great to chat with you, man. It's been a little while. We'll check in with you again after the All-Star break, talk more O's baseball with you here on Pirate Radio. We appreciate it, man.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
There is Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joining us, O's and Astros tonight right here on Pirate Radio. Let's take a time out. We'll come back and visit with the head football coach of the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, Notre Dame's all-time leading rusher. Autry Denson joins us on the other side of this timeout. More Pirate Radio Live on the way after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Professional wrestler action, Mike Jackson.
As soon as I walked out of that ring and back to the dressing room, the boss came to me and said, "Look, can you do the next 3 TV tapings for us?" I think they thought 71 years old, I'll just go out there and wallow around and not do anything. But, I'm diving through ropes. I'm walking the top rope. I'm doing hurricanrana head scissors. And it amazed them. And the whole locker room came out and gave me a standing ovation.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Jersey Mike's crew doesn't just walk right in and make a sub. We're there early, slicing veggies, baking bread, grilling bacon. Then we walk right in and make a sub, because freshly prepared ingredients make a sub above. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique brew pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Hello, this is Michael McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel and general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Look for Sparky Snowballs location at the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road, and remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com.
The Tauber River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tauber River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroughRiverBandits.com.
In studio today with Candy Cane, also known as Stephen Asby to his friends and family. Why do you go to F3?
Man, I go to F3 for so many reasons. You know, we kind of talk about the three pieces. We talk about the fitness, which is really important. You know, second, the fellowship. And I find so many guys, me included for many years, really struggle with deep relationships with other dudes. And then the faith part. You realize how many guys absolutely need it, and sometimes they don't know.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Get educated and make prudent decisions about your financial future. Contact David Dahm at Carolina Wealth Management today at 439-1344 for a free consultation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. We have a new From the Helm from the desk of John Gilbert, ECU Athletics Director. We will dissect that coming up in Hour 3 when Bryce Williams joins us. The main bullet point of that is John Gilbert saying that following the Super Regional appearance in 2019, they reworked Cliff Godwin's contract. There's a clause that adds another year to his contract every time the Pirates reach the NCAA Regionals. So ECU goes in 2021. That means Cliff Godwin now under contract until 2026. So, you know, basically it's like a lifetime deal for Cliff Godwin. As long as he goes to a regional, another year is added to the contract. And unless somebody comes and pries him away from East Carolina, he'll be coaching the Pirates for a long, long time. Well, he's got some football news and notes in that From the Helm we'll talk about. Also, Phil Steele's All-American list and All-AAC lists are out, and we'll see what Pirates landed on those lists. We'll talk about all that with Bryce Williams coming up in hour number 3. Jeff Charles set to join us in just a little bit, but right now we will head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to the all-time leading rusher at Notre Dame and the current head football coach at Charleston Southern. The Bucks will take on the Pirates coming up week 4 of the college football season. And Autry Denson joins us now on Pirate Radio Live. Coach Denson, appreciate your time. How you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And it is a pleasure to talk to you. I was a fan of yours watching you run the football at Notre Dame in the 90s. And let's start there, Coach. Notre Dame's all-time leading rusher. If that was me, I'd have that on top of my business card and resume. But how cool is it to still hear that all those years later, that you are the leading rusher for the Golden Domers there in South Bend?
it's a blessing, and more importantly, so often people think it's an individual goal, but it's something that is definitely a team accomplishment, and it's something that I actually get to enjoy knowing that the guys who I played with, when we talk about it, when they talk about it, it is fond memories for them because it is also an achievement for them. So to me, that's the best thing about it. I'm not that important in the equation. I was smart enough to go to Notre Dame and play with guys that made me look better than I was. So I guess that's what I get credit for.
Spent some time in the NFL and in Canada playing football as well. When did you first know that you wanted to get into coaching as your profession?
I never wanted to get into coaching. So what ended up happening is in 2009, I accepted my calling to go into ministry, and then God led me back to sports. So I had no desire, no ambitions to get into coaching. It was all part of God's plan. And after I accepted my calling, He led me back to sports, and man, we've been running ever since. So I am very appreciative, and I'm very clear on what I'm meant to do what I'm meant to use the platform of athletics for. But it was never our ambition, man. This just goes to show you guys' plans are always better than ours.
That's interesting. Talking to Autry Denson today on the Fixed NC Live line. And Autry, I put out that I was excited to talk to you on Twitter and had a response from a follower that says, Autry is a nice guy. He said, my mother-in-law sat next to him on a plane a few years ago and mentioned that he was a football fan. And he says that y'all kept in touch, and a few months later, he arranged for the person's dad and them to meet the Irish players at a hotel and got free tickets to Notre Dame versus Army, and then said you were an assistant there at the time. So just a story like that, Autry, and I'm sure that's not the only one like that, but shows your character, and that was really cool to hear that story.
Oh man, that has been a long time ago, and I definitely remember that. I really just live by the code, man. That we just got to take care of each other, and when we can help one another in any way, any capacity, man, we just do it. So it's not something to me that is need to be celebrated. To me, it's just what you do, right? That's how my mother raised me.
That's really cool. Talking to Autry Denson on the Fixed NC Live line. Week 4 opponent for the Pirates coming up in the 2021 football season. And Autry, let's talk about your Buccaneers. You talked about getting into coaching, and you're the head football coach there with Charleston Southern. And let's look back at, I guess, when's the last time you guys were able to get on the field? What did you do in 2020, Autry, down there?
2020, so we didn't play in the fall. We were blessed to get a 4-game spring season, which we got done in end of April. And so we were able to have what we consider, I told our guys, it's a modified NFL preseason on steroids. So we got some really good competition this spring, which allows us now to prepare this summer with a little bit more intentionality, because you got, a more in-depth evaluation, because you were playing other people and not just yourself. And so we were at least blessed to get on the field, and now we're preparing to get ready for the fall season.
And Buccaneers will open up at the Citadel coming up on September 11th. Mike Houston, formerly at the Citadel, now at East Carolina. And, Coach, let's talk a little bit about your offense and defense. And let's start with the offense. What are you excited about as far as 2021 goes on the offensive side of the ball?
Really excited. That starts at the top with our offensive coordinator, Clay Costa. Really excited about his leadership and the vision he has for the offense. We work very closely together on that, and just really getting excited to see him get a full season to implement it, as opposed to the abbreviated spring season. Excited about obviously our quarterback. Not just Jack Chambers, but the depth that we've been able to create at that position. Up front with the big guys, some playmakers that we've been able to add both in the backfield and on the outside. So just excited to get a chance to see the guys go compete. It's been 2020 was a very long year for a lot of different reasons, and really excited to see them get a chance to get back to some normalcy. And as 18, 19, and 20-year-old young student athletes should be doing, just focusing on getting better at their sport and representing their university and their families and God in a manner that is honoring to Him.
Yes, sir. And how about defensively, Autry, for your guys? Who are some key players you'll be counting on the defensive side of the ball?
We've been blessed to play pretty good defense around here. Again, that starts at the top with Dane's Hands, one of the best teachers and just men I've ever been around. And it permeates through that front line first and foremost. Guys like Chandre Mims, Nick Sally, Anton Williams, all the way back to our linebackers, McIntyre, Eddie King, and then on the back end, those guys like Cody Klein that we're getting used to hearing his name, and a young buck that stepped up for us this spring, Matthew Williams, a true freshman, as well as some other much-needed pieces that we were able to sign in our 21 class. So same here, man. Just can't wait to see them compete, in live action because they've been working so hard.
Such a unique time for everyone, and troubling times for a lot of people during the COVID pandemic. And yeah, that spring season really, really unique there. When your players left, I guess you said in April following that short 4-game season, do you feel like if you had momentum there, it could carry over to what's going to happen when you regroup in August, Coach? Do you think it could be a carryover effect?
I think I think there's always a carryover effect when you do things the right way and you finish with some wins like we did. So I think anytime you can get some wins, no matter how they come about, when they come about, it carries over to some positive, some momentum. So yes, I believe it will.
Autry Denson joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Coach, appreciate your time today. We wish you success moving forward with Charleston Southern, and looking forward to seeing you here in Greenville coming up later on this fall.
All right, man. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day. All right.
Thank you, Coach. There is Autry Denson joining us. Cool to talk to the all-time leading rusher at Notre Dame, and shared that story from a Twitter follower that Autry remembered there. I think it shows what kind of person he is when you hear stories like that. And still a young coach as far as a head coach in college football, and we'll see as Buccaneers roll into Greenville Week 4 coming up later this fall. Let's take a time out. We'll come back and visit with The Voice, Jeff Charles, talk about what's going on in the world of sports and more with The Voice. He joins us on the other side of this timeout. We're back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
In a world of fake profiles, fake tans, and fake flavors, naturally flavored Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer strives for realness. It's USDA certified organic, with no sugar or carbs, and only 80 calories. So the only thing touching your taste buds is organic, refreshing, and delicious. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri, 63118.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic's award-winning staff features a TPI golf specialist that offers assessments and rehab to help you get back on the course and playing your best.
This is Dr. Shondell Jones, and you deserve to live well. Call us at 364-2806 or visit kptonline.com. Go Pirates!
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that was Papa. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out.
We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Rolling right along on a busy Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Bryce Williams said to join us at 5 o'clock. We've got a new From the Helm from ECU Athletics Director John Gilbert. You can check it out on ECUPirates.com, but we'll go through the bullet points on that coming up at 5 o'clock. And some football news and notes in there. Also, an interesting stipulation in Cliff Godwin's contract that adds another year to his contract after East Carolina made another regional in 2021. We'll talk about all that coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, we'll visit with the voice, Jeff Charles, here on a Wednesday. And Jeff, thanks for your time as always. How you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. I'm going to have the first question for you. Who do you have today, Mississippi State or Vanderbilt?
Let's go with Mississippi State. Like what they did last night. I know that Rocker should be on the mound for Vanderbilt, but Mississippi State has their ace going, so I think it's going to be a good game, Jeff, and I'm going to take the Bulldogs. I guess that'd be a slight upset.
Yeah, I would guess so. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt. It's tough for me to go against Rocker, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good game. You're mentioning the fact that both of the teams have the races going tonight, so you would think, Clip, that it's going to be, like a 3-2, 2-1 kind of game. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
And Jeff, honestly, I've talked about this on the show. I have really since the state news on Friday and really what happened on Saturday with them being sent home from Omaha. I don't know. I lost a little bit of interest in the College World Series with Vanderbilt getting the free pass. Now they would have maybe been able to get there anyway with Leiter on the mound facing the Wolfpack, but I don't know. After all that stuff came out, I've seemed to lose a little interest there in what's going on in Omaha. But I'll be at AJ's tonight hosting Sports Trivia. We'll have it on the big screen, so I'm sure I'll catch some of it tonight.
Well, that's understandable, Clip. I understand that, and it's been kind of a strange College World Series. And the thing, we talked about this last week on your show, it just drags on. It's so long. I can't imagine being a fan out there and you spend, 10, 11, 12 days, whatever it is, following your team, and not to mention what it does to your bank account. You better have some pretty deep pockets if you're going to go out there and spend all that time But for a lot of these schools, it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, and for their fans, too. So I certainly understand that. But, boy, it takes a long time to finally crown a national champion in college baseball.
That it does, and an all-SEC final coming up tonight, Game 3 between Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. Jeff, it's been a week of departures for ECU basketball, baseball, and football, and I got one departure to talk about in each of those sports with you. Let's start with hoops. We found out earlier today that Pig Jackson, Tyree Jackson, will enter the transfer portal, and he when I think of Pig, I think of a hard worker, a really good defender. I think of that awful three-point drought he had a couple of seasons ago, and unfortunately, most recently, we think about an injury with Pig, so we didn't get to see kind of the full effect of Tyree Jackson. And this one's kind of understandable. He's got that extra year, can go elsewhere, and who knows if it's his decision or if he met with the coaches and Joe Dooley said it's best that you move on and go elsewhere. So I don't know. I was always a fan of Pig, Jeff. I wish we could have seen him at 100%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Clip. And the first things first, Tyree is really a good guy. He's a great kid. I've got a chance to get to know him over the last couple of years. And we always had Virginia Tech in common because, as most of our listeners realize, he started his career at Virginia Tech, and I was there at Virginia Tech before I came to East Carolina. So we used to have a lot of Hokie stories, and we knew a lot of the same folks up there in the athletics department. So I had a good time visiting with him and getting to know him. He was a highly recruited kid coming out of Georgia. I mean, he had a lot of Division I offers and went to Virginia Tech, and things didn't quite work out for him there as far as playing time is concerned, and came to East Carolina. I think we all had high hopes for him at ECU, and it didn't quite work out. And injuries, as you mentioned, Cliff, that was a big factor. He had a hard time staying this year injury-free. So maybe he needs another new lease on life and an opportunity to go somewhere where he's got a chance to play. And he's got, as you mentioned, a year left, and hopefully he can find a home and get a chance to get on the floor and play 30-plus minutes for someone and make a really nice contribution.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, another departure we learned about last night was Jason Dietrich, ECU pitching coach. And this one was interesting because Dietrich, and I was looking at his background, I knew he came from Oregon. He had coached at Cal State Fullerton. He had coached at Irvine. He pitched at Pepperdine. He got a degree at Fullerton. He has been a West Coast lifer until making the trek all the way across the country from Eugene to Greenville to take over the ECU pitching position a couple seasons ago. He was in the running, and according to Kendall Rogers, gets the head coaching job at Cal State Fullerton, which I remember, Jeff, in the 90s when I first kind of got to know college baseball. They were a power. I remember them being there in the College World Series seemingly year in, year out, and being one of the premier programs in baseball, and they're trying to revive that right now. But I thought we were out of the woods as far as having to make ECU baseball coaching hires when LSU named their head coach, Jay Johnson from Arizona, but there will be a hire for Cliff Godwin to make. It'll be the pitching coach position with Dietrich on the way out.
Well, first of all, that's a great job, Cliff, and especially for a guy who I don't believe has ever been a head coach before. Yeah. He's been an assistant coach and a pitching coach, and a very, very good one everywhere he's been. He's been very, very well respected everywhere. So for him to get that job as a pitching coach at one of the premier baseball programs in the country, I mean, that's a big deal. Cal State Fullerton has been to the College World Series 18 times.
Wow.
And they've won the College World Series championship 4 times. They're 4-time national champions. So this is a premier storied baseball program in America. And for Dietrich to get this job, I mean, that's a big deal. So we congratulate him. He did a terrific job with ECU as a pitching coach. And I remember when Cliff hired him, everybody was so excited about him coming from the West Coast to ECU, and he had that great reputation, and he did a good job here, and now he's got a chance to be a head coach at one of the premier programs in the country. So good for him, and now I'm sure Cliff has a short Rolodex, and I'm sure he's probably already started to talk to people today, and I know he'll get a good pitching coach at ECU.
We will keep you posted on that as it transpires over the next week or so, maybe shorter than that. As Jeff said, Cliff, I'm sure, has some names he's ready to talk to and then eventually bring in as the new pitching coach at East Carolina. Jeff, the football departure was Demir Faison, an East Carolina defensive lineman, and this one sounds more like he just didn't do the things he needed to do to be a part of Mike Houston's football program. He has entered the transfer portal. That is a position that I said a few years ago that when they brought in all those recruits, I believe in 19, that it was going to be a future position of strength for East Carolina. You hate to see any departures on that line, but they've got some options there, Jeff. We're still kind of waiting to see who are going to be the stars on that D line. But I was looking at the scholarship distribution on Hoist the Colors yesterday. Igo does a good job of keeping up with that. ECU has a ton of defensive linemen that are underclassmen, so you just hope somebody can kind of step up at that position and bring back some solid East Carolina interior defensive line play.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and Faison is a guy who they penciled in to be a starter this year, so it's not like a guy who was a third stringer that maybe wasn't going to get on the field. So that makes it a little bit tougher. But, Cliff, we've had these conversations over the last year or two, and this coaching staff has made recruiting linemen, especially defensive linemen, a top priority.
Yeah.
And we can remember when Mike Houston came in here 3 years ago, he had very few bodies to work with. And now, like you mentioned, they've got a whole bunch of guys stockpiled. So that's the good news. Now they've got to find like 8 or 9 guys who can play, and they can rotate in there and maybe find a couple of stars who can kind of anchor things up front. But, Clip, as you well know, I've been around East Carolina football. This will be my 34th year coming up. And
wow.
We go into every year, and we talk about, well, how's the offensive line going to be, and how's the defensive line going to be?
Yep.
And that's kind of where we are again this year with question marks on both sides of the ball up front. And that's just kind of what East Carolina football has been over the years. And I know with the offensive line, they have the same question marks with personnel up front going into this season. So they've got bodies to work with. That's the good thing. The depth is a lot better than it was just 3 or 4 years ago. So they just need to find some players now.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, we talked about it last week. We have started our East Carolina opponent previews. We do it every summer here at Pirate Radio. We've talked to Steve Cotton, voice of the Thundering Herd, Adam Whidden, voice of the Mountaineers there in Appalachian State, and also Tommy Suggs from South Carolina, their color analyst. And just a moment ago, Jeff, on the show, we had the head coach at Charleston Southern, Autry Denson, and I was excited when I saw that he was the head coach there because immediately I said, wow, okay, I remember him. He was a great player at Notre Dame. I didn't know he was the leading rusher, Jeff. He's still the school's all-time leading rusher there at Notre Dame. So we had a great chat with Autry Denson, talked about how he got into coaching and his rise through the ranks, and really seems like a great guy. Looking forward to seeing him here in Greenville. But there was a name from the past voice that I was able to chat with earlier today.
Yeah, and another name from the past with Charleston Southern, of course, is Jeff Barber, who is the Director of Athletics at Charleston Southern. He is an ECU alum, and Jeff worked in the Pirate Club. He was in the Pirate Club at ECU when I came to Greenville back in 1988. He's a dear friend to this day, and he's done a really good job. And he hired Autry Denson as the head coach at Charleston Southern. So, there's going to be a lot of interest in that game. Charleston Southern is going to be a great opportunity for them, and for the Pirates, they need to go out and take care of business. But, yeah, I remember Denson well, and he's starting his career. And I'll tell you what, with that kind of a background in coaching and also as a player, Clip, I mean, you would think that he could get his foot in the door in a lot of homes and recruit well. So that's just another school that's out there on the recruiting trail with a very well-known head coach who had a great career, as you mentioned, at Notre Dame.
Jeff, I remember telling you one time that it's tremendous. I could bring up any coach or athlete or a sports announcer, and you would have a story about them. And you said the main reason for that is you're old. And now I think about that when I make all these connections and I know all these players. At first, I just thought I was an intelligent sports fan. Now I realize that I'm just old, Jeff.
Well, I've got you beat by quite a few years, Cliff. I can assure you that. But it is amazing. I think I maybe mentioned this to you on a show before, but I remember when I first started in this business and I first really started traveling with the team, and that was with the University of Illinois back in the late 70s. And we had a guy on our travel party. His name was Larry Stewart. And Larry worked at WDWS in Champaign. And everywhere we would go, people would ask about, where's Larry and how's he doing and he coming to the game today and all those kinds of things. It didn't matter if we were in Iowa or Minnesota or Wisconsin or Ohio State. Larry knew everybody, and I was always so amazed about that when I was a young sportscaster just traveling with the team. And now I blink, and here we are all these years later, and now the shoe's on the other foot, if you will, and now every place I go, I know people, and people drop by the booth or people drop by our broadcast location in basketball and want to come by and chat. So it's something that's come full circle, and I was talking with Corey Glore last week, and I wanted to congratulate Corey. As soon as I found out he got the job at Tulane, we had a nice conversation that day.
Yeah.
And I went back through all the Tulane play-by-play announcers that I have seen come through Tulane since I started going down there in 1983 with Virginia Tech, and there's been probably, off the top of my head, at least 6 or 7 play-by-play announcers at Tulane since then. There was a guy named Larry Matson who did their games when I first started doing Virginia Tech, and Larry went on to do the New Orleans Saints, and he also did the Tidewater Tides back in the day, and that's where I knew him in Virginia in the 80s, and then it went on to this guy and that guy, and you've had Sean Kelly on your show, and Sean went on to the NBA, and then, of course, we all know the other guys who were there as well, and went on to really good things with that Tulane job. So I congratulated Corey and told him it's a good job, it's a good stepping stone type of job, and hopefully he can go down there and do really well and maybe get a chance to get into professional school.
And Jeff, I mentioned our opponent previews. Next up on the list, the school schedule next for East Carolina that we need to talk about is Tulane. And I guess we'll reach out to Corey Glore, but I'm going to give him a few weeks to actually learn the football team a little bit. I don't know how much he knows about Tulane football right now, so we'll give him a little time.
Yeah. Probably not very much. I think that Corey is scheduled to get down there next week, as a matter of fact. He needs to get down there as soon as he can to start acclimating himself with the program, and he's already met the coaches and the AD, but as far as actually going to practice and learning the players and getting ready for the season, he wanted to get down there and get a place to live as soon as he could. So congratulations to Corey. It was funny when I talked with him, Clip. He was almost a little bit shell-shocked that he got the job, and he was almost speechless when I congratulated him. He says, I really don't know what to say, but, I got the job, and I said, well, Corey, they must have confidence in you to do the job there. They wouldn't have given you the position. So he's there, and he's got a lot to learn. He's a young guy. I know he's going to work hard, try hard, and we wish Corey the best and thank him for everything he did for ECU.
No doubt. And, Jeff, I told him I was happy for him, and I got a little jealous when I saw Ron Hunter tweeting out, congratulations, Corey Glore. Can't wait to work with you. And I told Corey about that. He said he had met Coach Hunter, and he is, as he appears to be, a big personality, a really fun guy, and also mentioned that Travis Jewett, the baseball coach, and the football coach down there as well. Tulane's got it's a pretty good time, and we'll see if it translates to wins or not, but a pretty good trio of coaches there at their Big Three sports programs.
Well, no doubt, Willie Fritz, the football coach, I think he has done an absolutely remarkable job with. I think he's one of the best coaches in the conference. You look at what he's done at Tulane, a very difficult place to win in football, and he's done a great job. And he's a really good guy. Corey and I talked about him. He's going to be good for Corey to work with. Ron Hunter, I know a little bit. I know Ray McCallum, the top assistant, even better than Ron at Tulane. Remember Ray from his days as a great player at Ball State, and then he was the head coach at Houston. He was the head coach at Detroit, and now he's an assistant coach. He and Ron Hunter go way back, and now he's assisting Ron at Tulane. I don't know Travis Jewett, but I know those other guys, and he's got a good crew to work with. Troy Dannon's a good athletic director, and Tulane's done a nice job with their athletics program here in the last few years.
Well, Jeff, man, we've talked about this guy, I know, in previous conversations, and I remember you saying he just can't give it up. And I'm talking about Larry Brown. News came out today that Penny Hardaway, who, by the way, has not gotten Memphis to an NCAA tournament in his 3 seasons in Memphis, was apparently being looked at by the Orlando Magic. Steve Clifford not returning as their head coach. Of course, we got ties with Steve Clifford here at ECU as well. But Penny Hardaway is going to stay at Memphis and reportedly is going to bring on Larry Brown as an assistant coach. And Larry, most recently coaching overseas. He got fired mid-season. Before that, he was at SMU where had success, but it seems like wherever Larry Brown is, trouble seems to follow. And I don't know. This is a very interesting match to me with the James Wiseman stuff from a couple years ago and Penny's connections with AAU. And I'm sorry to be a cynic, Jeff. I just see this blowing up in NCAA allegations at some point. Maybe I'm wrong to think that way, but if I had to put money on it, going smoothly or ending poorly, I would have to go ending poorly, just going off history here.
Well, when Penny was hired, and I like Penny, we've gotten the chance to know him a little bit, and he's always been very gracious to interview with us, and so I really like him. He's a good guy. But I said when he was hired, Clip, it's either going to be a tremendous success story at Memphis with him, or it's going to be a total disaster. And right now, we're kind of in the middle. He has not had the kind of success that I know Memphis fans want or they thought they were going to get when he was hired. But he's still got time to resurrect the program and get Memphis into the NCAA tournament and make some runs. But I had not heard that, by the way. That's news to me. I guess with Larry Brown, nothing really ever surprises me.
Yeah.
And he's just an interesting guy who, I don't know if they mentioned his age in the story today, Clip, but I am guessing he's 83, 84 years old, something like that would be my guess. And he's just a basketball lifer, and whenever he pops up, I'm just really never surprised.
Yeah, still in it, still loves the game of basketball, and I will, let me pull up his age real quick. Jeff, let's see, Larry Brown is currently 80 years old. So, born in 1940. So he'll be turning 81 later on this summer. So yeah, that was in the news today, Jeff. Well, let's end it here. We started with you asking me for a prediction. So let's go NBA Finals. So who's going to meet up? We got a tie series now with the Atlanta Hawks winning last night, and the Clippers stayed alive the other night. So it looked like Suns and Bucks were on a crash course for the finals, but those two other teams halting that at least for a moment. So who do we see in the NBA Finals, Jeff?
Well, I'm going to stick with the Suns, Clip. I mean, they only have to win one more game. They're still up 3-2 in the series. And the other series between the Hawks and the Bucks, I'm really pulling hard for the Hawks. But I can see the Bucks winning it in 7 games because they have more experience, and now we don't know about Trae Young. He, of course, did not play last night, and then Giannis also got hurt for the Bucks last night too. So both those teams are without their 2 superstars, so that's going to play a factor. But I just think the Bucks, they're a veteran team and a very experienced team. And I think when it probably comes down to what I think will probably be a 7-game series, that experience and that chemistry on that team might be able to carry them through. But keep your eye on the Atlanta Hawks. They're a very young team, and they're a team on the come. There's no doubt about that. They can still win this series. But if you're asking me for a prediction, I think Milwaukee wins it in 7, and then the other series, I think that Phoenix finds a way to win one more game to wrap it up.
Voice, always enjoyed the Wednesday chat with you. We will be having best ofs next week on the show, so we'll reach out to you here in a couple of weeks. So have a great July 4th, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, Voice.
Sounds great, Clip, and I'll give you a big report on the Straight Summer Showdown in 2 weeks when we visit. Since we're not going to visit next week, we are having our professional wrestling show in Sheboygan, Michigan, coming up a week from this Saturday, so I will give you a post-game report next time we do.
Man, wish you the best of luck on that, Jeff. Hope it's a great crowd and a great show, and can't wait to recap it with you.
Sounds great. We'll be sending videos and pictures to you, Cliff.
Can't wait to see those. We'll be posting those on social media. Some insights from Jeff Charles' wrestling venture that he's doing out in Michigan. All right, always fun to visit with the voice. We'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap up hour number 2 of today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Got Bryce Williams on the way in hour 3. And from the helm from John Gilbert that we will recap and go over some of the bullet points. Got that and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Plus, we'll make you a winner. All that coming up in hour 3. We're back to wrap up hour 2 after this.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Here with Melissa from E&S Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at E&S Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you want is your air conditioning to not keep the house cool. Face it, the only thing worse than an irritable mother-in-law is a sweaty mother-in-law. So call Delcor to get ready for summer. For a limited time, put no money down and get 12 months same as cash when replacing an HVAC system. Keep your mother-in-law cool. Everybody will thank you. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is James Greenleaf, the General Manager of Delcor Heating, Coolant, and Plumbing. If you've been holding off on replacing your AC unit, I urge you to make that decision now. The factories have warned all their dealers that HVAC equipment delays will get worse as demand exceeds production capabilities this summer. Don't wait until the peak of the summer heat to get your equipment replaced. Let's get your home ready now. We have great financing options available, including same as cash, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Call Delcor at 321-8868 or visit us at DelcorInc.com. Delcor, the service professionals.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Local boy makes good in the big league. The story of Country Joe is next.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Former Pirate receiver Larry Shannon.
We just had one goal in mind as we went to the Liberty Bowl in 1995, and that was the win. Coach Logan had this slogan of unfinished business, and that was kind of our motivation all year. And I just remember that game. Offensively, we didn't play very well. Obviously, Stanford had a good defense as well. And I remember our defense just carrying us and pulling us through and making the plays, to get that big victory for the program.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Country Joe West has umpired more Major League Baseball games than anyone in the history of the national pastime. Joe set the record last month by umpiring his 5,376 games. Joe was born in Nashville but grew up in Greenville. He played football for the Pirates before transferring to Elon, where he is in that school's Hall of Fame. A true character in a world where characters are going the way of the dinosaur, there's never a dull moment around West. He is a singer-songwriter with an appearance at the Grand Ole Opry. He's performed with Mickey Gilley and Merle Haggard and was a pallbearer for Boxcar Willie. He'll be 69 in October, with 43 of those years spent as a Major League Baseball umpire. Another record. He's done it his way. Country Joe West, a true Eastern North Carolina legend. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Pirate Radio.
The
voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. Order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. Order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or takeout, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, coming up Friday, we got Tyler Smith. In addition to that, talking some baseball with the former Pirate pitcher. We'll start our Friday football fan previews. We used to do it every summer on the Sports Bar, where we would talk to a fan of each and every NFL team, and it's a fun way to look. I always like talking football. Also, it's getting into the summer months, not as much to talk about, and it's fun to hear the fan perspective on their favorite NFL team. We will talk to Brian Meador and Greg Pierce, our resident Cowboy fans, coming up on Friday. Might have a Washington football team preview as well, as Tony Dunn will be here. Chandler, you can chime in on that. And speaking of NFL, we'll wrap up hour 2 with this. ESPN, Ben Lindsay, has compiled some data, take that for data, and looked at Pro Football Focus and the draft and other things, and ranked all 32 teams by their roster quality. How good is their roster? And ranked all 32 teams. Out of Washington, Miami, and Carolina, the fans represented here on this program, who is the highest ranked?
Miami.
Incorrect.
Washington football team.
Correct. Washington is ranked 12th.
I know who the lowest is.
Relax. Washington is ranked 12th, which, boy, is a sight to see for me. I'm excited about that. It makes sense with all they have on the defensive side of the ball. It talks about potentially the best defensive line in the league. Biggest weakness is offensive line, and the biggest wild card X factor, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and his irrational play at quarterback, up and down play at the QB position. So Washington is 12th. Chandler, you're saying the next ranked team out of us three is going to be Miami?
Yes.
You would be correct. The Dolphins are ranked 22nd on the list. The strength actually coming with the secondary, with Xavier Howard. Byron Jones says they have the best cornerback duo, one of the best in the league. Biggest weakness, offensive line. X factor, it says the speed at receiver with Waddle, and they brought in Will Fuller, and of course Tua, and how will he play in 2021. So Chandler, that leaves your Panthers. Where do you think they're ranked out of 32 teams roster-wise?
I think it's 28.
27, you're in the ballpark. Biggest strength for the Panthers, it says Brian Burns and the Panthers' young defensive line that could potentially have some breakouts in 2021. Would you agree with that? What do you think the biggest strength of the Panthers is?
Well, we got Hassan Reddick from the Arizona Cardinals on a prove-it year, who had, I believe, 12.5 sacks last year for the Cardinals. I'm really kind of shocked with that. I didn't think we would be ranked too high. I didn't think it was going to be 27th in the league. With Sam Darnold coming in as a quarterback, he's got Terrace Marshall Jr. to add depth to the receiving group that he already has DJ Moore.
Darnold's looked at as the X factor. Makes sense.
Because you're not really sure about how he's going to perform. You look back at his years in New York, and it's not promising. But, he has a chance at second life in the National Football League in Carolina. And hopefully, if you're a Panther fan, you're hoping that works out well. And I believe that can happen in Carolina.
The first sentence of the biggest weakness is a bit troubling, Chandler. It says, the left side of Carolina's offensive line has the potential to be a mess.
I was thinking that it would be an offensive line issue. Because you look at the defense and all the young bucks that we have. Jeremy Chin, a Rookie of the Year candidate last year, who's going to move to the safety position full-time now. You draft J.C. Horn in the draft, probably one of the, if not the top cornerback in the league, to complement Dante Jackson, who's going to be on the other side. A.J. Bouye, who's also a veteran in the league that can help out depth-wise for the cornerback.
What a difference a year makes. We were talking about how the defense was going to give up 30 points a game last year going into 2020, and now you're almost looking at that potentially being a strength on your team.
Strength, absolutely. But also you want to think that the offense can be a strength if you want to argue. Christian McCaffrey, you draft Chuba Hubbard in the backfield to go behind him. You can play probably both of them. If you put McCaffrey in the slot and Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, then you also have Robbie Anderson, who Sam Darnold is very familiar with his time in New York, and then also DJ Moore and some other additions like David Moore from Seattle and some other guys.
Who is the last ranked team as far as roster goes in the NFL?
Houston Texans.
3 words for you. Poor David Culley.
I wasn't for sure. I just guessed the Texans because poor David Culley.
For sure.
For sure, a little bit.
And the Detroit Lions coming in at 31. All right, so there is that. We'll talk more NFL coming up on Friday when Tony Dunn will be here, and we'll talk some Cowboys with Meador and Pierce. They're always entertaining, and maybe a Washington football team preview as well. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Bryce Williams set to join us here in hour number 3 of the show. We got to make you a winner. We'll have a giveaway this hour. A lot of ECU news and notes. We got a From the Helm from John Gilbert that we will dissect. That has an interesting note about Cliff Godwin's baseball contract as the head coach here at ECU. We'll have a season ticket update in football and more in hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We roll on after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Brian Fields, Michael Vaughn, and Jake Allen. I've watched a lot of baseball. That's still one of the most fun teams I've watched play.
I think one thing that gets overlooked with that team is how good their defense was. I mean, that's about, I think we made 3 errors in the first game of the district, and I don't know if we made another one the entire summer.
Yeah, I think Carson made 2 errors the very first game versus Rocky Mount at shortstop. And I can honestly say I don't think he made another error through states, regionals, or Little League World Series at shortstop.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
The whole family's home. It's almost time to eat again, but you don't feel like cooking again. So close the microwave, put away that box of instant whatever, drop your spatula, pick up the phone, and get a Big Bow box delivered with 8 pieces of legendary fried chicken, fluffy buttermilk biscuits, fixins, and tea. Because no one ever said a home-cooked meal has to be cooked at home. Just tap your favorite delivery app for a big bow box at your front door. It's bow time.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
You can paint these peaches purple!
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Thinking of remodeling your home or business? AG's Home Solutions have been serving the remodeling needs for Eastern North Carolinians since 2017. The company specializes in additions, kitchen and bath remodels, historic preservation, commercial upfitting, and new construction. And AG's Home Solutions offers a full-service design center and showroom staffed with a knowledgeable sales and design consultant ready to help with any remodeling project. Visit aghomesolutions.com to get started today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here in the Pirate Radio studios. We had Gavin Williams in last week, and it looked a little funny with Gavin and I sitting beside each other. Always looks funny with Big Bryce is here too, as he looks like my big giant kid hanging out with me. Bryce Williams is here. Hello, Bryce.
Hello.
Man, Chandler and I went to AJ's Friday night. We had a long week last week. Shirley wasn't here, so we were kind of celebrating the end of the week.
Yeah.
Grabbed a cold one. They had a live band playing in the other room. And man, they cranked it up. I saw the light. I was baptized by the fire and the touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. They cranked it up, and Chandler and I were at the bar, like looking around, like, is Bryce coming?
Where's Bryce Williams at?
They were playing the walk-up music, but you didn't show up.
I was not there.
We kept staring at the door.
That was Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Outer Banks.
I missed the.
We got fired up for a minute there, though.
I missed the days of the walk-up music.
I know. We can't play it now. We get kicked off of YouTube. So
that's
kind of stinks.
Dang.
Exactly. That's what
we can
said.
always sing it.
I saw the light. Well, we're glad to have you here today, though.
Oh, yeah, glad to be here.
We got some news and notes to get to, and we got a new from the helm from East Carolina Athletics Director John Gilbert. So, Bryce, to give you a timeline, the end of the baseball season, a couple of weeks ago, ECU lost down in Nashville to Vanderbilt in the Super Regional. LSU's head baseball coach retires. They had a coaching hire to make. They end up taking Jay Johnson from Arizona, which means Cliff Godwin is here. We're happy that Cliff stayed around. Cliff and John Gilbert worked out a deal after the 2019 Super Regional appearance that says every year ECU makes it to a regional, an extended year gets added to Cliff's contract.
Wow.
So this year, the Pirates host the Greenville Regional. They win that. That means Cliff Godwin now under contract until 2026. This basically, to me, is like a lifetime deal for Cliff Godwin.
Yeah.
He's going to go to more regionals. They're going to keep tacking years onto that contract. And it's just a matter of as long as the team can't come prime away with a golden opportunity or tons of money like LSU would have potentially been offering, then he's going to be the coach here for a long, long time.
That'll be great. I think so. Like I said, thanks to y'all on Instagram, that's how I update.
You keep up with baseball?
That's how I keep up with baseball and any other ECU news. So
that nugget was put out today. John Gilbert also listed all the accomplishments under Cliff Godwin: 5 NCAA regional appearances, 3 straight as a national seed at Clark LeClaire Stadium, 3 super regional appearances, back-to-back seasons, 3-time American Athletic Conference Coach of the Year, top seed in a regional 3 times, 2 AAC tournament championships, 2 AAC regular season titles, 4 seasons of 40-plus wins, 16 All-Americans, 23 All-AAC selections, 14 MLB draft picks. That number's about to go up in a month or so. And then a lot of other honors, the academic honors that ECU has had. So just fantastic stuff since he's been here. Obviously, we want him around. And Cliff will be here for a while, again, unless somebody comes and pries him out of that office here in Greenville. So that is positive news. Got a football update, Bryce. East Carolina right now has sold 11,400 season tickets. And John Gilbert says that number must increase for us to have an atmosphere inside Daddy Ficklin Stadium we all want and need to be successful. I'm trying to remember the high. It was, I want to say, the year that the Boneyard was added. Maybe it was. I know Ruff was here, and maybe it was even after that. But after the success that Skip Holtz had here, and then Ruff and those high-powered offenses, the number was somewhere in the 20s, and it's down to 11,000 now. We've just seen it drop off due to multiple reasons. I think the biggest reason is the losing that ECU has done. We are currently in the longest bowl drought in ECU football history. Clearly, signs are pointing to East Carolina getting better, but I think there's a lot of fans that still need to see it happen on the field before they want to buy in.
Yeah, proof's in the pudding.
There you go. And Bryce, you know what it's like when there are a ton of fans there watching you guys play football, and you probably, I don't know, have you ever seen it when it's been bad? I mean, you played during a really good era of Pirate football and Pirate fans.
Right, yeah, I was definitely fortunate enough to pretty much every time see Daddy Ficklin with a good crowd. I mean, I think maybe one of the lesser attended games, I think we like to play like the day before Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving on that Friday is always a tough one.
Yeah, so that one, besides that one, I'd say that the fans have done pretty good while I was there, and yeah, thank goodness, because obviously having Daddy Ficklin with a packed stadium is a very great atmosphere, and something that obviously helps when you're out on the field, knowing you got all those people behind you.
John Gilbert says we don't expect any capacity restrictions for 2021. Season tickets as low as $99 per person. He adds that ticket sales in the Town Bank Tower sell at a brisk pace right now. Suites and loge boxes sold out for the season. They have 85 trade club seats remaining. Of course, you can go to ECUPirateClub.com if you want to get information on the Pirate Club or anybody that will be interested in football season tickets. Tickets remain available to the game at Bank of America Stadium. So ECU sold out their allotment of over 3,000, including all club seats. Tickets remain available at ECUPirates.com. The Pirate Club and ECU Alumni Association will be hosting a tailgate event in Charlotte prior to the game. So Pirate Club members will receive that information next week. Hopefully there's a good crowd for that. Bryce, it'll be the first game at Bank of America Stadium with the new turf they're putting in. It'll be the first football game that we'll be able to go to with fans in the stands since 2019. Wow. I guess. So, there's going to be some excitement for it, but that is a giant stadium. It's a long trip for some Pirate fans. There's a lot of fans in Charlotte, but to kick off the season on that Thursday night, hope that's a highly attended event.
Okay, so it's a Thursday night.
Thursday nighter.
Wow.
September 2nd.
Well, I mean, I definitely Try and I plan to be there in my mind. I'd like to be there, so hopefully it all works out.
You got to see it, and you got to visualize it before you can get there.
If you can, there's a say on the movie, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There you go.
Hey, I'm dreaming about it.
You played in bowl games, obviously, and neutral sites. Did you play in a neutral site regular season game?
I don't think I ever did.
Like, we've had a couple in Charlotte against South Carolina, against Virginia Tech, NC State further back. West Virginia maybe back in the day, but not during your time.
Never during my time. I think that would have been cool to be in a neutral site, just to, mix things up a little bit.
What do you remember about, we've talked about the New Orleans Bowl where it was all Louisiana fans. How about that Birmingham Bowl against Florida? What was the Gator to ECU fan ratio? Do you recall?
I think there were quite a little bit more Gator fans there. Because Alabama borders Florida. So
a little geography update here.
Oh yeah, so I think it was a little more Florida fans, but I think ECU. I think our Pirate fans had a pretty good showing at the game. I mean, they got loud when it was obviously we gave them a reason to get loud. So I remember it being a pretty decent game. It was wet and kind of obviously a little chilly. That stadium was a little old, but a lot of history there, so that made it cool.
And ended in a bad way.
Yeah.
The careers of Carden and Hardy ended with an interception going Justin Hardy's way, unfortunately.
Yep.
He gave an update, John Gilbert did, on the new From the Helm on the new name, image, likeness legislation that will be passed, and talked about that. Bryce, I don't know how much you've read up on this, but players can now get paid for their name, image, and likeness. So you can, like for you, for example, while you were a player, you could have done a commercial for like a local bait and tackle shop or something.
Oh, wow.
And they could have, and you could have earned money for that.
Dang, that would have been.
I know. You'd have been perfect. Or hunting, like a hunting store or whatever.
Dang.
So there's and interested to see how this happens. Not every player is going to be able to cash in for their name, image, and likeness. But I've always thought, like, if Bryce Williams wanted to, have a cool shirt design, like Glenn could design you a cool shirt with a logo and put it at UBE or sell it ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
That you could make a profit off that instead of us making like a shirt with kind of an outline of a face with Bryce Williams' face on it, and we make the money and you make none of it.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily saying college players should be under contract and get paid, but I do think it's fair for them to get a little cut of things being sold and making money off their name and image.
Maybe. I definitely agree. I mean, that could have gone well for a lot of the guys, with the guys who had the jerseys at UBE, with the hidden 7 or the 2 or the 5.
Exactly. There's a reason they put those numbers at UBE and not other numbers.
Oh yeah. I think that would have been cool, and obviously as a college student, that would have been even sweeter.
A little pocket money, pocket change,
for sure.
Not bad. Also, Meet the Pirates has a date. It'll be August 21st at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. There'll be an open practice, autograph session with members of the team. Do you remember those events, Bryce?
Yeah, those were a good time. You sit out. I think a few years, one year we maybe were under the stadium, and I think when it wasn't too blazing hot, we were outside, and I enjoyed it. I mean, you got to, like I said, be up close and personal with all the young and older Pirate fans and sort of hear their stories, obviously the older Pirate fans, and of course they're reminiscing on, back in the day, or, and just to see people who, know you by name and, enjoy, say, I've been watching you and enjoy watching you. And of course the pictures and stuff. It was all a good time. I enjoyed it.
If I recall, the event was like, it used to be, I just remember it being moved to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium because the lines were so long for Ruff and Hardy and Carden one year.
Oh my gosh.
And it stretched across the entire field.
Yeah. And I bet those boys were tired after that.
I was going to say, how's your hand after the day signing all those autographs?
You kind of start a little nice and neat, but then it's just initials. It gets a little quicker, a little sloppier, but heck, an autograph never really is all that legible anyways.
I'm trying to see. Okay, you have a Wikipedia page. Are you aware of that? This is you, Bryce.
That is me.
Somebody has typed stuff.
I wonder who did that.
I was looking at it because sometimes they have like the person's autograph, like a picture of it on their Wikipedia page. And I was going to see if you had yours, but no. Here's the career of Bryce.
Nothing too crazy.
We got Marshall, we got ECU, Patriots, Rams, Seahawks, Panthers, Cardinals, Hot Shots. Oh dear. We need you to tell us that whole story one day. The Hot Shots.
Yeah, we can go through that.
But did you have a legible autograph, or were you one of those people that just kind of?
Yeah, I mean, you could see my B, my Y, and then W, and then I wasn't ever really pleased with my signature. I always thought it didn't look as cool.
Did you say you practiced it, or was that somebody else? Did you ever practice your signature?
I kind of did. Maybe like when I was a little younger, maybe like earlier in college.
Yeah.
But I could never think of anything cool. It just stuck. One time I had to write it. It was for oh gosh, what's that playing card company that the guys sign your autograph and
like Tops or whatever.
Yeah, it was this. I think it started with the P, but anyways, I had to sign my name. I think it was at least 1,000 times. Of course, during the whole draft process.
Yeah.
And
let's bet I can find some of those for you right now. Which one are we looking at? Right here.
Just all that brand. What brand is that one? I can't remember what it is. But I signed every single one of these. And I remember signing. I mean, I think it was at least 1,000. And then one time I talked to Zay during all that. So,
that one's sweet. That's got the jersey and your signature on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we noticed they don't put your the school. Yeah, I guess it's a copyright thing, but then that one has it. So I don't know what the deal is. But I think I remember I think it was like 1,000. I want to say mine was maybe 1,000 playing cards or 2,000, whatever it is.
You mean trading cards? That's what threw me off. You said playing cards. I was thinking about
trading cards.
Uno.
Yeah, trading cards.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Zay one day about because he was in the middle of doing it.
Yeah.
And I know what was his? His was an insane number. I swear, I want to say it was like 10,000. Like it was.
How do you even do that? Do you get your friends and family to help, or
you just stretch it out over a long period of time? I mean, I want to say it was something crazy. Mine was, I think, at least 1,000.
You got some cool ones here. I'd love to get mine. Do you have any of these? That's funny that you did 1,000 and you don't have a single one of them. They're all out there in the world.
I had to send them off.
Yeah.
I think I may have some like Senior Bowl cards.
Yeah. So do you remember, not to get too much into your personal life, but how much does 1,000 autograph, how much did they pay you to do this?
Oh, what was it? I want to say it wasn't crazy. It might have been like $2,500 or something.
Okay.
Something like that. I mean, it was good enough for me to be like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Hey, of course, and then I thought it was cool about it. I was like, they want to put me on.
Get a couple G's to sign autographs.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Like, okay.
Chad asked, "Is it Prism?" Prism?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
Not Prism. Al says he's got a Bryce Williams football card that needs an autograph.
Oh.
All right, Al. We'll send us send a message and we'll get up with you and we'll get that autograph.
Yeah.
How much you charging Al?
He can leave it free.
All right, I figured I'd throw it out there. Al, let us know. We'll get Bryce to sign one for
Parker's barbecue.
How about you send the card and a Parker's gift card, and we'll send you back the Bryce Williams autograph.
There we go.
There you go. Making a deal here in the Pirate Radio studios. Let's take a time out, Shirley. We'll come back. We'll have more with Bryce Williams. We got Phil Steele's. Do you know who that is, Bryce?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He makes the Bible for college football every year. He has his All-Americans and all AAC teams, and we'll find out what Pirates he has on those teams. We'll talk about some of the current Pirates and do that when we return with Bryce Williams. Also, we'll make you a winner on the other side of this timeout. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Envision 2021 and save over $3,500 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
This is East Carolina head football coach Mike Houston, and I'm proud to announce that our ladies clinic is back this summer on July the 30th. This evening will provide a behind-the-scenes look at ECU football and a chance to meet the players, coaches, and their families. The evening will end with an entertaining dinner and social. Sign up today at MikeHoustonFootballCampsLLC.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Go Pirates!
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, starting to get fired up for some football. We've been doing our ECU opponent previews, and we have talked to now 4 different teams, 4 different representatives. We had the play-by-play voice of App State, the play-by-play voice of Marshall, color analyst at South Carolina. We talked to him last Wednesday. And just earlier in this show, we talked to Autry Denson. He's the all-time leading rusher at Notre Dame, which, again, is a very cool moniker to have. And he's the current head coach at Charleston Southern, who ECU will play week 4 of the 2021 football season. And Bryce, so he's starting to get more and more excited about ECU football. Also, when the Phil Steele magazine comes out, it means that we're getting closer. We'll get him on the show at some point this summer. But he has his All-Americans and preseason all-conference teams in his magazine. He's got Tyler Snead as 4th team All-American for his kick returning and wide receiver duties. So it's a pretty big honor there from Tyler Snead. His All-AAC team, first team, features Rajay Harris, who had a great freshman season for East Carolina, ECU linebacker Xavier Smith, and ECU DB Jaquan McMillan, all make his first team. For the second team, he's got Tyler Snead as a second-team receiver and second-team kick returner. He's got Holton Ahlers as a third-team quarterback, Fernando Fry as a third-team offensive lineman, Nashad Strother, good to see the young tackle on the list as a third-team offensive tackle, and we look forward to seeing him get better as his career moves on. Rick DiAbreu as a third-team defensive lineman, and Chandler, your guy, 4th-team linebacker, Jairo Wilson, who kind of came on the scene last year for East Carolina. So you got 3 on the first team there, Bryce. Tyler Snead, who we know he's going to bring it every single week, as a second-teamer, a few on the third team, and Jairo Wilson, 4th team All-AAC.
Surprising is you got Tyler Snead as second. Well, Tyler obviously was All-Conference last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was he? Do we know what he was?
As a, what do you mean, as a kick returner? Or I'm not sure what team he was on as far as last year. Are you saying he should be first team?
I thought so. I mean, just from maybe looking at previous season, I felt like he stood out between, obviously as one of the receivers, amongst the conference, but I don't know, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, so Pirates getting some honors there. They will open up the season at a neutral site at Bank of America Stadium there in Charlotte, and looking forward to some football this year. Bryce, ECU's win total, as you know, you can bet on everything. Their win total as far as wins in 2021, I think I saw it at 4.5. If you go over, they have to go 5-7. If you take the under, you need them to go 4-8 or worse. So where do you stand on that? How many wins do the Pirates have in 2021?
Okay, so it's 4.5 means obviously if I go over,
they need 5.
They need 5. I mean, I'm thinking certainly over.
Okay, let's pick the 5.
I guess 5. Yes.
App State.
That's going to be tough.
Let's go sure wins on the schedule.
Okay.
Charleston Southern is a W.
Is a W. Tulane's pretty good.
It's tough to find sure wins on the schedule.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot. We got a good schedule. As in, we got a tough schedule.
That number is starting to get. Now, there's a lot of games that are toss-ups, as Rick Smith would say. And I think there's a lot of those right here at the beginning, right, with App State, South Carolina, and Marshall.
We're going. But like I said, I mean, it's hard to say I've seen them play lights out multiple times, but
the last time you saw them against SMU, they played lights out.
Lights out. So it's like
we also saw them get crushed by Georgia State last year.
So I tell you, it's mixed emotions. I mean, obviously, I want more than 5. Over 4.5.
It's certainly gettable, though.
Yeah,
but like we said, there's not a lot of. There's no guarantees on the schedule.
Yeah, we gotta move to. We gotta play obviously lights out. Well, to obviously compete and win, but we've just been so inconsistent.
My path to 5, Bryce, includes a win over App State.
I would think so.
I think if you split the non-conference, go 2-2, and then I think Temple. We finally got over the Temple bugaboo last year. Yeah. We can beat them at home.
Yeah.
South Florida is certainly beatable at home.
Yeah.
So that would leave Tulane at Navy, because the toughest games on your schedule are at UCF, at Houston, at Memphis, and versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, those are definitely.
Those are like borderlining on. You'd have to pull an upset basically to win those games.
Yeah, Navy, I think.
But I think Navy's a winnable game the way you played them last year. South Florida, Temple, Tulane, all winnable games.
Yeah.
Charleston Southern is a win. So I'm telling you, the first 3 games of the season, if you want to get to over 4.5, more importantly, if you want to get to 6 and finally go back to a bowl game,
that would be amazing.
You need to you need to go 3-1 here in the
yeah. Oh, no doubt. Because I mean, shoot, like I said, we had South Carolina by the daggum neck and choked there. But, that was our own doing.
Talked about that last week.
Yeah, so we got that. Marshall's going to be tough, but I mean, they're a good team. So
here's one thing too, Bryce. I've talked to previewed these opponents. App State, new quarterback coming in, a transfer. South Carolina, new head coach. Marshall, new head coach.
Yeah.
East Carolina's got all their stuff coming back.
That is true.
That makes me feel a little bit better about getting these guys early on in the season.
Yeah, I think so too, because obviously we see what happens with us when we kind of are starting fresh. So, hopefully that just happens to other people. And, we got everybody coming back. And, I'm definitely going 4.5.
Bryce is going over the 4.5.
I'm going for over 4.5. I mean,
with confidence.
With confidence, because we remember our little bowl game, our bowl appearance breakdown. It was 7 years. And then 7, wasn't it? It was like
since the last one.
Was that? Maybe it was the last one we won.
Well, 2014 was the last bowl game.
Was the last bowl game.
Yeah.
And then before that,
the last one you won was Ohio in 2013. 2012, whenever you beat Ohio.
Yeah, because it was like a 7-year gap between.
Between bowl wins. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
When they won the Hawaii Bowl and had the gap, won the what bowl was that against Ohio? You played in it.
Beef O'Brady's.
Won that one. Now we're at that gap, that 7-year itch.
That 7-year itch. I'm getting itchy.
It might be an 8-year itch. It's because it was it was 07. Let me look at it, because we did have the number where it kind of worked out where this was going to be the year that ECU not only went to a bowl game but won a bowl game. Let's look at the bowl history here, Bryce. 2007 Hawaii Bowl, and then it went 13. I think our numbers didn't quite match up.
Oh,
to be even, right. But we do have that drought that we need to take care of this year
for sure. I mean, it is just tough because I've seen them play outstanding multiple times, but obviously you got to do it every game.
So it went 2000 to 2007 to snap a streak. Then it went 07 to 13 to snap a streak, and now we're going to have to go 13 to 21 to snap a bowl game losing streak.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I know it's been rough waters around these parts.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams. We're also going to make you a winner. Shirley has left her spot. Chandler.
She left the helm.
She's coming back.
Shirley's back.
She left the helm, but she's back.
She went back to camp.
We need our leader at the helm.
Sorry, I had to
You don't have to
step
tell us
out
what you
for
were
a
doing.
minute.
Okay.
That's all. Are we doing booty bag now?
We are.
Okay.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right. We need a couple of pieces of information from you, Shirley. First of all, what are we giving away?
Lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers.
Bryce Williams' favorite right there.
Is he already texting folks to tell him to call in?
No.
That's exactly what he's doing.
What caller are we looking for?
I am going to go with caller number 9.
Caller 9, 317-1250 wins lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers. This is our last June winner. We'll have...
Yep, everything resets tomorrow.
Yep, on July 1st, on Bobby Bonilla Day, which I was explaining to Bryce during the timeout.
It's also the last day of year number 17 for moi.
So is this an anniversary?
tomorrow is my anniversary. I started at Pirate Radio July 1st of 2003.
Happy anniversary.
Happy
anniversary.
Well, not yet. Tomorrow.
Oh. Shirley, today is my anniversary.
Wow.
It's your anniversary.
4 years ago, I bought my car. I got an email today saying it was my anniversary. Yeah,
Well,
not my
happy
wedding
anniversary.
That was earlier this month.
August will be my 5th year anniversary at Pirate Radio.
There you go.
Wow. And how long has
We
it been?
just learned your name.
Yeah. Chad.
I don't. How long is it?
How long is it? Have you been here?
Like officially,
I don't remember.
I don't know. I was kind of here as an intern and then kind of here as a part-timer. Full-time, I don't know, but I do remember doing the pregame show. I think my first one was 2007.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Been a while.
I knew it.
Some say too long. Let's get our winner. We'll take a timeout, have Pirate Radio Outdoors when we return after this.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your Wild Cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in zero sugar. That's what I like.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Car Wash Fast Pass. The Fast Pass allows you to have unlimited car washes every month at every location. Pirates Cove Car Wash has locations at Greenville on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics. And congratulations to Brandon Manning. Picked up lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live once again. Bryce and I have great discussions during the break. We're talking for some reason about, as you call it, a brain fart after a play is called, and you're lined up out there and ready to go, and the cadence is being counted, and you realize, oh, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
At that point, hopefully a teammate can help you out, which you said was the case.
Yeah,
at least one time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it being a home game, and I think we were going towards the boneyard. I guess I remember because I almost messed up.
You're probably looking at like somebody up there, and
oh yeah, I must have been like in a daze, clearly, and it was whatever play it was, and I'm like, oh shoot, and I think Zay was to my outside. I'm like, Zay, what do I got, man? He said, you got a corner. I'm like, oh, okay, thank goodness.
So did the defense hear you, or are you able to?
I think it was out of the huddle, or
okay,
it was something, and thank goodness, because I think I was thinking about running a slant or something, a hitch, and Zay might have been coming underneath. So if I would have ran a hitch or a slant, if I ran a hitch, it would definitely have probably screwed things up. If Zay was coming underneath on a slant, so yeah, a slant maybe. Needless to say, thank goodness I didn't mess up.
Yeah, Bryce Williams joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Let's go Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams and find out what he's been up to since we last talked. Last week, we had our Big Rock update where he told us about his day on the boat. So, Bryce, you got that on the resume under your belt. What did you do since we've last talked to you?
I went fishing? No. What did I do? Let's see, Thursday. I went.
Where's Zay?
Yeah,
he needs to help you out.
Zay, what did I do?
What?
Because we talked. I went fishing the Big Rock the weekday, and then the weekend I went fishing again. Didn't I go fishing?
Oh boy, you got to start keeping up.
I know what I did recently. Obviously, that was. I feel so long ago. No, I didn't go fishing last weekend.
Okay, here's what's messing you up. You went fishing on a Thursday at the Big Rock.
Yeah.
We didn't talk to you about it until last week, which would have been the next Wednesday.
Right.
So that has been a long time.
Okay. Right. So this weekend wasn't crazy. Of course, I was at the beach, being outside with the family in Nags Head.
Okay.
But I did, I got wild hair. And I was like, man, I don't have like a, more of an oversized, spinning reel combo, for like cobia or big drum or over the Rex, like to amberjack or anything, kingfishing, whatever it may be. Like, I don't have one of those. So, I was burning a hole in my pocket. And so I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to go shopping. So, I got a friend to pick up 3 reels from down in Moorhead. So he's got those, the big 5,000. So they're just a bigger geared, heavier drag, or heavier drag reel, obviously bigger there. And then got 3 new rods yesterday. So it was funny. I mean, I called everywhere for like all the tackle shops at Moorhead, even the outdoor shops here. And I was looking for the Ugly Stick Tiger rod. And, it wasn't an expensive rod, but it was like old school. And I watched some YouTube videos on it, and people using salt water. They're good stiff rods. And, I looked everywhere. Called online, Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's. Nobody had it. Wouldn't you know it, Walmart had them. had 3 of them, and originally they were like $80 a pop. Walmart had them for $59.74 or something. And I was just going in there to buy 2, but I was like, well, heck, I might as well get all 3, clean them out, and then
clean them out.
So so now I gotta, of course, I had to get my braid line, and so I'm anxious to get that whole rig set up and use those.
So are these ones that are like on the boat and not in your hand? How am I trying? Are they like mounted or?
No, you're talking about like in the rod holders.
Yeah, yeah.
And you troll with them.
Yeah.
You talking about that? Like,
because you say heavy duty.
Yeah, like it's just for, going after a bigger fish. Like amberjack. Like if you're, live baiting with a, menhaden or something over the wreck, and a big amberjack comes through. You're just targeting bigger fish with this. Like I'm not sitting there with a finesse lure by any means trying to work it. I'm either cut bait, live bait, or like big jigs. Like big bucktails or anything like that is what I got these rods for, in case I get a big fish on. So of course that the rod's a lot more stiffer, and the line weight, because you have lines that are like 6 to 14 pound test, which obviously it's a more sensitive, lighter action rod, and then this one is a 20 to 50. I didn't want anything like a broomstick, but I wanted something with some sensitivity and backbone. So
So instead of really getting out there this weekend, you are preparing to get out there.
So I definitely would like to try and get up with Jake, this weekend, at least fish one time. So hopefully, whether it's trout, finesse fishing, I guess you could say, or for the bigger fish. So we'll see. But I'm prepared, because I said, well, Jay has his bigger rods, at the beach, and I'm like, well, heck, that only gives me a very legitimate reason to buy my own to have here, in case we wanted to leave from here to go to the water. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a reasonable decision.
I'm learning more about like NASCAR, and I'm wondering if you put the best driver in the worst car, or the worst driver there in the best car,
right?
Like, what would the standings look like? So for fishing, Bryce, you got to have an experienced guy that knows what he's doing, but how important is the equipment? Could you get what you wanted done with poorer equipment?
Honestly, yeah. I think so. The thing about a little more expensive equipment is
Redbeard says, me listening to Bryce talk about fishing equipment, and he's got a guy with a very confused face.
That's hilarious. But you can get it done. You can get it done with $75 rod and reel combos. Nothing crazy. But the thing is the longevity, in my opinion.
Okay.
What it's made out of, and what maybe not hold up to. You say you catch you have a $30 reel. This is, like I said, in my opinion, I've never fished with them. $30 reel.
You get what you pay for.
Right. And you got a 30-pound amberjack just burning your daggum reel. Them gears are going to get worn out. The rod, not an expensive rod, yeah.
I get it.
You can get it done, but why make things complicated?
Yeah.
Why make things, not difficult, but harder on yourself?
There you go. Understood.
So, yeah, I would say I don't go crazy, but I don't go cheap. I'm just kind of right there, moderate to medium.
We got a question from Robert. Have you ever caught a tog? T-A-U-G.
A tog.
Tog.
Let's Google this first.
Sounds like ZZ Top. A tog.
Let's see. Yeah.
I got stock information when I Googled that. Is he spelling it wrong? No, here it is. Tog.
Oh, tog. I don't know. That looks like. No.
Interesting looking fella.
Never caught one of those. I've caught a. Oh gosh, what are they called? Toadfish? Type in toadfish.
Okay.
Because I've never seen a tog.
Where are tog? Oh, God.
Yeah, them.
That is an ugly thing.
You'll catch those.
Wow.
At the port wall, and they suck.
I see why they got their name. It's got that face, kind of like a toad.
It's called toadfish.
That's pretty interesting. Those are ugly fellas there.
They are, yeah, and you're just like, really? I don't want to catch you. It's like catching a skate. You know, you're like, yeah, the fight's fun in the very beginning, and then when you see that it's a skate, you're like, okay.
What I feel like the inside of Tweeting Clip's mind looks like when Bryce Williams is talking about the great outdoors. It's a man trying to solve a very difficult equation.
Who would, Goodwill Hunting? Is that right?
Yeah.
With Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what I'm right.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to learn more. I'm picking up bits and pieces. We got to get out there one day.
I know.
Do it ourselves.
It's hotter than, right now, but
I know what you're about to say. So you just skipped over. Well done.
Yeah.
You're a radio veteran.
And, we got to get out there. I know, got to figure out like I said, I haven't even took my boat out yet. I mentioned to, you need a pirate radio.
Little outdoors event.
Yeah.
Shirley Rhodes wants a Mudcats, a Wood Ducks game, trip to a Wood Ducks game coming up very soon, Bryce, as well. So we'll join you out on the water. You join us on the mainland.
On the mainland.
And you can't shoot any of these ducks now.
Yeah, do they have a pet wood duck? Because I do shoot those.
Leave the
or at least
gun at
I
home.
attempt to shoot those and I hunt those.
Yeah. So
I see little ducks. Does their like the Winston warthogs, and obviously they're not that anymore, but it's Wally. Does the wood ducks have a name? Or is it just the wood ducks? Like, does the mascot have a name?
They got a duck named Woody, I believe, that is a mascot.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see him out there.
Woody?
They don't call him, do they call him Dude at any point?
Maybe so, for Down East Wood Duck, D-E-W-D, Dude. That could be the name as well. We need to learn more about
dude, how do you spell it?
D-E-W-D, Down East Wood Ducks.
That's,
like dude.
Oh, dude.
With a W in there.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a second. That doesn't seem like it spells dude.
All right, there you go. Our Pirate Radio Outdoors report. My brain is fried after hearing Bryce Williams describe all that stuff. All right, Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you folks Thursday at 3 o'clock. Bryce will talk to you we will not talk to you next week. We'll have best of shows next week. So we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
So, the holiday, I guess.
Yeah. July 4th on a Sunday. We're going to be gone from the station next week.
Okay.
So you'll have a lot to catch us up on. Jot down some notes.
I should have some dang outdoor stuff.
No doubt.
A handful of it.
For sure.
We'll be back Thursday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB.